Did you see Pusha T's son's name?
I did.
Incredible.
Listen, the guy's got it figured out, man.
It doesn't like Nigel. Sure, no problem with Nigel. Bricks is the middle name.
2 X's.
2 X's.
Yeah, man. He's like three was 3 scandalous. 1's not enough, but 2.
Yeah, one doesn't get the message quite across. You needed 2 there.
I do. He basically showed her water breaking. So Drake could never be like, oh, well, you hit your child for 48 hours too. Like,
yeah, he still had that original towel that they clean him off in.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of them.
It was him just cutting the cord. Yeah.
Yeah, he put a lot of pressure on himself to be a good dad.
Or a dad. I feel like Drake kind of moved the bar down a little bit.
Yeah, just decently present.
Yeah, and like this ain't even my baby. Yeah.
I've been picking up babies left and right.
I'm not hiding them.
Yeah, no. It's like his next album. How many over under? That's what he usually does, like shorter tracked albums. So like call it like 9 tracks over under 8.5. Bricks attempted double entendres.
I don't think there's gonna be any attempts. It's just gonna be hits. Fair. I think the outro is just gonna be called Bricks. He's like, I'm just gonna stuff them all into one. Every Bricks punchline I have, right? It's just no chorus, nothing.
I'd hate to listen to it.
Would not do it. Refuse.
Big protests this weekend.
Which one?
Well, multiple. There was an S on the end of that.
All right.
I saw Brooklyn was huge. LA was huge. I was driving around a small town in New Hampshire Saturday, and they had a smooth like 25-person protest, and it was just like, listen, this is a very small town. I didn't expect to see anything like that. I thought this was like a car wash, like raising money for.
That's 40% of the town, man.
That's what I mean. Yeah. It was a good sign. So I just love to see that. What about, was Atlanta doing anything?
Yeah, they shut off the interstate for several hours.
Oh, that's right.
They blocked the mayor from leaving City Hall today. So as far as I know, yeah, that was 3 hours ago. She may just still be. They just blocked her hands. Like, no, we feel like talking, so you're going to talk a little bit.
It's like, we'll give you a booing. Minnesota will hear from here. If
yeah, she was like, no, listen, park the car. I don't want that.
You see, like, the driver reaching for the button that puts up that like pointed grate that Mr. Burns has.
Yeah. She's like, yeah. not yet.
Too many cameras.
Yeah, we'll wait till dark.
I saw people who were like had to break into a very burnt down Wendy's, but they were like pretending to take orders and shit, making videos through the drive-through window.
I mean, listen, they ain't doing shit else with it. Like, what?
No.
It's like, I have a perfect idea for a sketch, but I'd need a burned down Wendy's. I don't know where I could. And somebody's like, follow me to university. Yeah. Like, I got you.
Yeah.
I know just the place. You can't miss it.
I used to tell Pete back in HQ2, we needed just like a stack of very broken laptops for various like sketches and skits. And he did not see the vision at all. He was like, no, we would just fix the laptops and have workable laptops. I was like, no, I want to smash them. You understand? He's
no,
like,
I don't understand. Yeah.
He's like, I'm done with this conversation.
I've never understood anything less.
Comedy, not here. It's against the handbook.
He's like, out of my way.
Trying to think what else happened protest-wise this weekend. Oh yeah, the NBA may not come back.
Fine with it.
That was we got columnist Woj out this weekend.
He's been chomping at the bit, boy.
Yeah, he's been trying to get these takes off.
JR been out of the league for a year, so he ain't had no no tune-up fights. It had no soup cans to get himself back in game shape. Boy, oh boy. It's impressive. Writing with one hand, carrying water with the other. Woj is quite the talent.
For people who don't know, there's Scoops Woj. There's Woj Bomb. That guy, when he's just sticking to facts that he knows.
The best in the biz.
Yeah. Players going to team. When it's anything outside of that, boy, oh boy, does it get shaky.
I said, listen, they coming from the same place. Like the same people that's telling him player A is going to this team is telling him, hey, Kyrie said this. I don't want to tell you how to do your job, but if you could lead with him being a disruptor of some sort, we'd like that. And we're just like, I've got just the headline.
Yeah. Here's the we already searched Getty Images for you. Here's the most devious looking picture of Kyrie in Brooklyn.
Yeah, it's like the worst one. They always find the one where like his hair's never cut, beard's never lined up. They always catch him in between a cut. And we'll just like, I've got just the line.
He's like they found him like in a bush somehow with binoculars, like Kyrie just ready to like with a TNT lever he's about to explode.
He's looking at it. Disruptor. Adam Silver is currently tied to a railroad track, screaming at the top of his lungs.
Adam Silver raised a shotgun to Kyrie Irving, who then plugged it with 2 carrots and backfired and spun Adam Silver's beak around his head thrice.
LeBron James laughed loudly. Sources can confirm to Yahoo Sports.
Then Kyrie and LeBron got into an argument about whether it was wabbit or duck season. It went on for hours.
Sources say they never reached the at the end of the discussion.
LeBron finally countered with a duck season, which Kyrie never saw coming.
Yeah, listen, beat him at his own. That's why he's the king. That's why they call him King James.
Yeah, it was a Haynes because there was someone else
Haynes,
finally.
Haynes was given a straight shot. Yeah,
was Goodman was also.
If he did, I didn't see him. I saw Haynes for sure because he was the one I saw. I was like, man, oh man, I know where I'm getting my news, all my news from now.
Ever since he put his 2 feet on, no, Hayward's absolutely going to the Celtics. I've been riding with Haynes gang.
Boy, it's like 2 quotes from the same conversation. It's like I wonder which one each side leads with. Interesting,
right? And it does really feel like Woj was like, I'm gonna. How would Adam Silver write this? An angry, like an honest Adam Silver.
How would David Stern write this?
They would never even stop the season if Stern were like, we're playing in gas masks. I don't know what to tell you guys.
Like the Lakers are up 2-1 on the Clippers, man. I don't know what to tell you. Like,
but yeah, Woj always gets his out first too, so it was automatically here goes Kyrie. Talking that noise. This guy's hurt. He's not even going to be playing. What does he care?
Listen, several years ago, that guy talked about the earth might be flat. What does he know about anything?
It was really right message. I won't even say wrong messenger, but if it had come only from Chris Paul, I think even Woj can't write the article the way he wrote it.
For sure. There's also a lot like, why is Kyrie doing this speaking? Because he's a vice president. What do you mean? Why is he like? People say like he just raised his hand in the back of the city council meeting and just yelled these things out. No, listen, like that's his job. Like pose both sides of it. Try to figure out what's best for the majority. You're not going to get everybody involved, but it's his. Like you said, like 20 of us have like we've gotten paid, and some people said they took that like. Some people had contracts that like have already been 95% guaranteed or paid out anyway. I thought it was like the guys who've been paid like 3rd, 4th contracts. That's how I took it.
Yeah.
But either way, like I feel like the guys that have that kind of 90% are probably some of those top 20 guys. So it's like, yeah, I have to speak for the guys making 12 million and 8 million and on 10-day contracts. Because like you said, if this shit stops today, Kyrie signed what? A rookie deal and 2 different 9-figure contracts,
at least, yeah.
Like if not 2, like plus 1. So it's
and whatever he's getting from Nike and Pepsi.
Yeah. So if he's like, if this stops today, I wouldn't like it, but I'd be good. There are a lot of guys that wouldn't, and it's my job to speak for them because they can't be vice president.
Yeah, and I would also like to say, because I've seen a lot of people like, he's vice president. It is his job. I don't even know if that needs to be said. Like, I don't care really who said it. Like, I think it shows more maturity and leadership to just be like, now, hang on a minute. Like, are we sure we're just – because from – it started kind of getting reported. For sure. I agree. He is. But that, like, weirdos aren't always wrong.
It's marbles in the ass theory, man. Patrice has done it again, man. It's the guy that spits nothing. It's just fact. Then he puts a marble in his ass. Doesn't take away all the facts. But what's the first thing you remember about that guy? Put a marble in his ass.
Yeah, I mean, the Onion always, the Onion and Patrice have hit everything, but that screenshot of it's like worst guy you know makes incredible point.
Yeah, that was
and Kyrie's not even the worst. Like
no, he is definitely the worst. He thought the world was flat, Mick. There's no lower scum.
Like what gets lost from me is like I spent all year clowning Kyrie in Brooklyn. I called he'd be too big of a coward to come to Boston, but then the second he makes like a reasonable point, and I'm like, hey, he made a reasonable point, everyone's like, you always love this guy. What is it with you, Mick?
McMahon holding his water again.
Yeah, and it's like, listen, I don't know if you guys watched how the Celtics played this year. We were tremendous. So I don't know anyone who misses him. So what would be the point?
Yeah, you tell us, water holder.
But that was the thing too that everyone just jumped on. He's like, he doesn't want them to play. That's not true. He even all the quotes that did come out, he was like, yeah, no, listen, if guys want to play after we're done with this conversation, I'm with it. But let's have the conversation and make sure it's the right thing to do. And now Florida's seen what their biggest day of new cases.
Yeah, thus far. To be exceeded, I don't know, tomorrow, probably.
So, yeah, I don't think it was a crazy thing to say. I do think him being like, I'll give it all up. I don't give a fuck. All right. Like everyone else I know who's giving it all up didn't announce it ahead of time. It happened to them.
I mean, but it's also a thing like when Cap said it, like he had ran up a little bit. Again, these NBA guys have ran up so much.
Right.
Like sure. Kyrie's what, 28, 27?
Around, yeah.
And I bet he's, I don't know, gross probably 200 already, 250.
Like this, probably less than that.
This deal alone with
what, 140,
142 over 4 years. Shit. And if he's already got 90% of that, well, I can't remember what his second con. I mean, I know it was the max, but I think it was like the old max, which was pennies on the dollar, really.
Wasn't it like 120 or something?
Let's see.
Which actually I was because there was all that 30 for 30 talk last night, like the best ones and everything. And so I went back and I watched have you ever seen the A-Rod trade to the Red Sox one? Like it was just a short, it wasn't a full one.
No. It's
probably like 15, maybe 20 minutes long. And like a good 5 minutes of it is that everyone freaking out about A-Rod's contract. Like, we're the Boston Red Sox. How are we to absorb this? Guy was making $25 million a year.
Too rich for y'all's blood.
Even the Yankees made the Rangers pay like 70 million of it or something.
I remember that. That's
talking about.
Like, if I'm the Rangers, why would I agree to that? If I'm trading them, like, okay, I got to get them off on the Pirates. Like, we just need to get rid of them, maybe.
Right.
But even the Yankee, nah, come on, man.
Right, and I do. Since so much time has passed, like the Red Sox were only like I think like 8th or 9th in salary. Like obviously still towards the top of the league, but not like 1 and 2 like we have been since 04. Like the Mets were the second biggest spender. Like it really was like New York. I think St. Louis might have been high. Like there were a lot of teams. And now, of course, ever since 04, we've been towards the top, and that would be a ludicrous thing for us to discuss. But yeah, being like, listen, we simply can't manage paying one player $25 million a year. Like, what are you talking about?
For the best player in the game? No way. Like,
right. Like you're trading Manny and Nomar. I assume combined they were close to 20 mil at the time. So you won't pay one guy.
You got an extra $6 million, Mick? For a guy 40-40 playing some Gold Glove shortstop.
Theo's like, we just simply wouldn't have been able to build a competitor. What are you talking about? You'd already acquired Schilling. Like the team was set. Like that was the point.
How many curses have you killed, Mick?
Listen, remains to be seen.
Same for Epstein. Is that his last Epstein, right? No, what's his last name? Yeah, okay.
Theo or Jeffrey?
Theo. I was making they got the same last name, but
they sure do.
I was making sure, yeah. I was like, yikes. I was like, one's not Eckstein, is it? Like the old
David Eckstein?
Yeah, that scrappy son of a gun from the Cardinals.
Mike Gundy's favorite baseball player. Yeah.
Listen, I changed after that, but like, yeah, no, I'm Theo Epstein.
Yeah.
Epstein, like something. Y'all just call me Theo. Theo is good.
There's no other Theos around. I'm cool with that.
Okay, Kyrie's his Cleveland one was 594.
Okay.
So thus far he's made 126. With this contract, it would put him at 232. So yeah, if he says like again, I've made 126 already with Nike. I don't even know what those deals look like, but minimum wage, like he's all right.
Right. Yeah.
I also think it's a thing, like it's one of the normally you don't announce it, but if he's in that position and like this is a very unique time in terms of like so if he's like, hey, I'm willing to talk it and walk it, right? So if there's anybody out there that feels this way too, you're not alone. Like if you're willing to do it, I'm willing to do it too. But if you're willing to play, I'm willing to do that too. Like whatever we agree to.
Yeah, I mean he's made proclamations about his future in the past before. So that's why him being like, I'll walk away from and he said it like, I want to just like live on a farm in the middle of nowhere. And it's like, all right, that's sick. You can definitely do that. I have no qualms with that.
Might.
He definitely might.
Yeah, he's like people like you walked away for the social justice. He's like, man, I was just sick of this shit. Like I don't timing lined up perfectly.
Yeah, great excuse.
Yeah, I bought a farm in Perth. No, listen, it's both. It gave me it's like I don't want to retire, but after I broke my leg, I was out of the game. But I think it's also fair, like it's two separate, if not more, arguments. Because I've seen people saying like, well, what is he saying they don't want to play because of social justice or the pandemic? Which side is it? Yes. Right. The answer is yes.
I don't think there's a problem with using both.
Intersectionality. Yeah, I saw that used against him. The flat earth shit, which I get it, but if that's your whole reason to go against what a guy's saying, like you're admitting, like you would go for the point if it was a bad point. It's not a bad point. So
even the flat earth thing, while it was happening, felt like his whole grander point was like, yeah, just think for yourself. Like he doesn't believe that flat earth shit, but he was just he was trolling the media who's asked him several times, like, hey, is LeBron your dad? So yeah, he was
his real dad was like right behind him. Like, no, he's right, literally right there.
So yeah, that's always going to be associated with him. People are always going to like not like he does definitely, and it was part of the rift between him and Jalen. Like he does do a lot of like pseudo intellectual things that it's like, all right, you're trying, but this doesn't seem like that. This is just like, hey guys, maybe we shouldn't play, because there was a part of it too where I guess the NBA's plans to come back were kind of leaked ahead of them being agreed upon by the Players Association to kind of try and put the pressure on them to accept.
I mean, how that happens in every single league. Every single league. Just weird. Bizarre to your boy. I don't know how. You got to be using like the same Microsoft Outlook or something.
Same fax machine.
Yeah. NFL just left their papers on the press.
Well, this is almost where I appreciate the NFL. They're just like, oh yeah, no, we're playing. We haven't talked to fucking anyone.
Yeah,
we just know we're
we'll reevaluate if we need to, but no, the Hall of Fame game will be in Canton, Ohio tomorrow.
Yeah.
Do you think they should come back?
I think it's one of those things where I don't know that them playing is like ends the movement. I definitely can see it being a distraction because it's going to give us another thing to talk about.
Right.
But I feel like I've seen people have a good bit of like, yeah, no, this is so important to me. I'm still going to post about it. I'm still going to talk about it. But I need an hour mental break every day.
Right.
And if they are going to be playing like 9 games a day, AAU style, like they said they were going to talk about, I can see that being a bigger distraction for sure.
Yeah.
But I do think if they do know they have all eyes on them down there, they can absolutely still talk about this and be not louder, but loud about it.
Did you see
loud about it? Yes, I did see Jared Weiss. Yes.
Oh man,
terrible take.
It's been so many bad basketball writer takes. Boy.
I mean, we're in the midst of the bad take Olympics from every angle.
From the white man angle, I feel like they all have the same Abby.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I just meant not specific to basketball, like everywhere.
That's what I'm saying. All the Abbeys, they all look like Aubrey Huff. It's a tough scene.
You pulling up the take?
Yeah. So he tweeted Jared Weiss from The Athletic. New. The NBA players have a tremendous opportunity to enhance the social justice reform movement. Ironically, uniting together in Orlando and broadcasting their message to the world is their best chance at furthering the movement. Here's why, a link to his column. Somebody replied to him, said they get his point, but I think it would help if they do play and spread their messages about social injustices and Black Lives Matter before and after games, so we hear them loud and clear every day. Editors note, this is me talking here. They've heard them, right? Like hearing it is not the issue. I'm back to script here. This is Jared Weiss. That's one of my main points. Though I say, why stop it after? It's going to be quiet during the games, right? Tell the NBA to skip the pumped-in crowd noise so they can yell out messages in game. Use every moment, no matter how out of place it seems, to spread the message.
Do you remember the
rebound? Yeah.
Do you remember?
Police are more likely to kill it.
Yeah, 3 times as often. The Super Bowl halftime show after 9/11, when it was just no, it was U2, but it was the big. They just like dropped like the script of all the names.
Oh yeah.
I'm picturing that's what he sees. Like every halftime show, it's just all the names of police brutality. Like there we go, NBA done. He's done it again.
It's fixed. It's definitely fixed. Boy. I can't. Who was it? I think it was Feldman. Was like, I don't get it. Why they weren't talking this shit after 19 other black men were killed? It's just very. What about Chicago? What about black on black crime? So I like it can be done at the same time. LeBron is somebody that has shown that. Like LeBron has shown, I can build a school and I can put together initiatives, all that, and still play at an elite level. Mm-hmm. So everybody like thinks and knows they can do that. But again, it's such a rare opportunity because like the pandemic met the protests. Like the owner, any other work stoppage, the owners got them by the balls. Now it's like they're going to lose $2 billion. Like everybody, players, owners, the league, everybody. So, like I think as soon as they start playing, it pushes further and further away. Like they can wear whatever shirt they want before the anthem.
Yeah, they've tried that.
Like they've done all that. Like it's time to step it up. And if it looks like like we'll play, but we want A, B, C, D either like done, enacted, in the works, promised before any of us step to a court. Like we want changes in like hiring protocol. Like so, it's more black and women or just minority coaches, behind the scenes, front office, like whatever they want to initiate. Now is the time to get it, because like I get that it's a lot of like players losing money and need the checks. I get it. These billionaires are hurting though.
Oh yeah.
Like, and I think it's somebody says like these NBA, you see these NBA writers hurting. They need the game back too. So I get I see both sides of it, but I don't think playing right now would be a good idea for the pandemic alone. Like for that alone, I don't think they should play. And then adding in the protests and the climate, I really don't think they should play.
Yeah, it was a lot of people were quick to point out like everyone's been saying the right thing about the protest, and then the second Kyrie is even slightly attempting to take away basketball, it's just shut up and dribble from everyone.
It was the same way everybody was the best girl dad in the world for about 48 hours.
Right.
And then it turned right back into the same old. So that's how I know, again, that's why I feel like this shit ain't gonna change. People don't even understand this stuff. This is stuff at a basic level. It's a whole lot harder than this. It's like, no, they'll understand trigonometry. It's like, I don't know, addition's really fucking long. Like, I'm not, they're two different, like they might take to it, but you got to build addition to get to subtraction, to get to all that, to get up to algebra or trigonometry or whatever. And they're like, the plus sign goes inside. Then I just don't follow.
PEMDAS.
Yeah, I don't.
This. I'll do it my own way. Thank you.
My Abby is all black though, so I get it. Don't say I don't get it.
Well, that was fucking Jason McIntyre too. His terrible fucking tweets.
What did he say? They're all running together. What did
his was like the first. It was like about Kyrie like trying to take this from LeBron.
Hey, the column wheel running dry, man. I get it.
He's like, Kyrie Irving bailed on playing with LeBron and bailed on playing for Brad Stevens. Only won because of LeBron. Now trying to prevent LeBron from a title. What a selfish move.
Oh, boy. Listen, you don't like Kyrie Irving. I get it. That's what just make that the headline of your article. I don't like Kyrie Irving. At least I know you being honest.
Right.
There's no bullshit there. You just don't like him.
A week ago, Kyrie Irving didn't inquire about COVID or social justice on an NBA call. Why the sudden change of heart?
One, again, how you know? Who talking?
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, no, guys cannot listen. Trayvon Martin was 2012. A lot in the 8 years.
We fixed it all, right?
Yeah, no, we had a black president and everything just went away. But it's some of these, like we're seeing grown, learned ass adults not getting this stuff. And that's not to say these guys are stupid, but a lot of them are like 1 year and they're like their focus was sports. That was their profession.
Yeah.
So if they're coming to this at a later realization than some of us, I don't like that's not a bad thing, right? Like 8 years ago, Dwight Howard didn't lose his mother, or excuse me, his child's mother to COVID.
Right.
8 years ago, Cat didn't lose his mother to COVID. Like some of this shit wasn't, I don't know. Was Kyrie in the league 8 years ago? Was he like a rookie? He had to be like
right around then, yeah.
So it's just putting again unnecessary blame. Like they have to again fix a problem that also affects them and that they also didn't cause, but they're also being blamed for it. It's a lot of fun. I think we're all having fun.
On top of that, like they do have a CBA like looming on the horizon that this affects. So that's why Kyrie talking about, yeah, I've made money, but we got to make sure we're not fucking up like the younger guys' money moving forward too. Like he seemed to have the best interest of everyone,
and that's his problem.
Yeah, and everyone was rightfully furious. I think that was my take. That was a column I wrote.
That's what I got.
Everyone should be mad constantly.
I read it at the HuffPost. It was good.
Kyrie, this was the first take he had. Maybe the first. I don't know.
I was gonna say, red is actually blue.
Yeah. Kyrie, Flat Earth Irving is doing his best to nuke the NBA's return. Go look at how many coaches he's run off. In Cleveland, they then couldn't deal with Brad Stevens, then did Kenny Atkinson dirty. Entitlement is off the charts. GIF of Kyrie Irving giving 2 thumbs up.
Known front office stability role model Cleveland. They're like the Steelers, 3 coaches in 30 years, man. The Cleveland Cavaliers. Again, you don't like Kyrie Irving. That's fine, but there's a whole lot of words to say that.
I'm finding earlier takes. Colin Kaepernick started something by kneeling while on the football field. History will look favorably on the moment. Does Kyrie Irving understand that power plus platform NBA players will have during the most historic postseason in sports history? This is the shit they're doing with, like, you can see them rewriting Colin Kaepernick's history in real time.
100%. And people still going for, well, I can't say going for it. It's just the same people that never got it still don't get it.
Right.
But yeah, the same way they did MLK and Muhammad Ali and everybody. You just see it in real time now. Everybody kneeling? No, we'll all be kneeling now. Well, he's been out the league for 3 years. Thanks a fucking lot. Like, a lot of good that'll do us. But that guy he was trouble too. I'd rather sign Mike Glennon. Much rather sign Mike Glennon.
Oh boy.
This just doesn't. I'm trying to think what else. It was just a lot of guard. It was a lot of what are we supposed to do? Like, they've made it as safe as possible. Dude, that means shit, right? Like, safe as possible.
And you don't know that.
Yeah, one. Two, it's like, no, they'll be locked in. The employees that serve them all, free to go. Well, they won't be tested. Why would we test them? That's restricted. So it's a lot of, those are the same people. It's like, well, what are we supposed to do? Stay inside forever? Nobody said forever. Like, you just don't like being told what to do. What are we supposed to do? Cut our face off and wear masks? No, we're supposed to do what the experts say. How about that?
I'm shocked at how people are just like, no, we're done with this. So it must be over. Like, no, that's not how it works. Like, I'm still masked, like gloves in every store, like new gloves. If I go from one store to the other, like I take them off in the car, put on new ones. And like, I haven't seen anyone else in gloves in like a week.
Yeah, I went to the store. I forgot my gloves, and I was like, I'm in and out, man. And I was like, people ain't even got on masks. I was like, oh yeah, we never going outside.
No, like the further we go into this, the more I'm like, oh, I think the only way out of this is everyone's just going to get it. Yeah,
and I'm seeing a lot of that too. It's like, guys, listen, the death rate's not that high. I'm like, that's a tough counter. That is a tough counter, man. Listen, billions are catching it, but only hundreds of thousands are dying, man.
I just saw there's a rapper from Boston who just got it today, or got diagnosed today. So I don't know. He said he had feeling the symptoms, so he went and got checked. So he's had it for like a couple days, I guess.
Right.
But shit, I honestly do think, because like, what was it, New Zealand just like opened with live like fans in the stands at sports again. And I get where not New Zealand, like they're way smaller, they're easier to confine themselves. But at the same time, someone tweeted, it's like seeing the other class all did their homework, so they got a pizza party.
That's exactly. And we're mad at why we didn't get our pizza party. You ain't show up. What are you talking about? The worst attendance in the class.
Right.
I want pizza. I'm going outside. I'm going over to that classroom to get some of that pizza. I'm going to cross this hot lava to go get some of that pizza I don't deserve.
It really is one of these things, too, where if we just all just sat the fuck inside for 2 weeks. And the annoying part is the deeper we get into this, the less people want to hear it. We should have already done this. We could have beat it by now.
And that's like, I'm trying to just think of it's just been an array of bad takes in my mentions. It's like, hey man, it's been 3 months. Staying inside clearly didn't work. What are you supposed to do? It didn't work because we didn't do it. What do you mean?
Right.
Like, that's why it didn't work.
Right.
That's why these numbers are still this high. And they're putting the NBA right back into one of the biggest hot spots for it.
That's the thing. Like they were talking about Florida and Vegas, and I get it because they have the infrastructure, but like Vegas just said they're opening buffets back up today or tomorrow.
I saw that.
Like, what are you talking about? Like, no.
But anytime I see like the hot spots, I feel like nobody got this shit in South Dakota.
Right.
It got to be a college campus in South Dakota. Like, you know what I'm saying? Somewhere it's like, okay, we can put these guys here. There's a regulation basketball court.
Right.
At the very least, like the hotel employees, chefs, food, whatever, they won't be dealing with a hot spot of it.
Right. Florida.
Yeah, no, it's like they'll like Disney. Yeah, these outrageously rich people will love Disney with their families every day for 8 weeks, every day. Look, it's Mickey Mouse again.
Yeah, seems a little under the weather today.
Yeah, why isn't Mickey moving, Dad? Hey, look over there.
Yeah, like trust me, I want to watch basketball. I'm bored. Basketball would be great. If they're willing to go down there, I'll watch for sure. If they don't, I get it.
I don't want to watch this shit. I don't want this shit. I don't want sports to ever come back. Sports are so terrible. I'll be fine with just bars, stools, blanks. You just whatever's on our mind. It's just showing how people feel, how quickly it'll turn multi-millionaire against millionaire, and then the billionaires are completely out of the picture every single time in every single sport.
The baseball billionaires are putting on quite a show right now.
Boy, you talk about how did Manfred get this job? What's the progression like to baseball commissioner?
I think you're just gonna buy that hat with the umpire's logo on the front. Yeah, they Harmon Killebrew, and they're just like, yeah, that guy seems like the one.
No, I think he gets it. Rob Lowe is the new commissioner. Man, I feel like everything I've seen from this guy, it's like, what the hell are you talking about? It's like, no, we're absolutely going to play. Having said that, there's not a chance any of us. Not a chance you'll see a single pitch thrown.
Like a year ago, I think if you polled the nation, you were like, who are the best commissioners? Like rank the four. I think Goodell and Bettman would have eased, like whoever came in third it's more insulting to the guy who came in fourth than props for the guy who came in third.
I think Bettman would come in like, because I know he's bad. I don't know how bad.
Right.
Just because I don't follow NHL. Everybody knows how Goodell bad. That's why I think he'd get the
for sure. But like the only thing like Bettman's the only person more booed than the mayor of Minneapolis. Like that's all I know about him is that anytime he shows up, booze on site. Like it's not like only, but he embraces it. Like Goodell doesn't embrace it. He did the fake embrace this year at the virtual draft, which feels like 3 years ago.
That was Myles Garrett went number 1 in that draft, didn't he?
But like Manfred would have got 2. I don't even know if he gets 2
by default. Yeah,
right. I don't even know. I don't think he gets 2 right now. I don't know who gets 2. Maybe the MLS commissioner.
I'll tell you that whoever the WNBA commissioner is, because they got shit figured out today. Yeah. They're doing a 22-game schedule. They're going to let their players they've always let them speak out, but I guess they're like creating initiatives, like putting actions to words. They got this shit figured out. And it's like, wow, interesting. Even no one else can get this figured out.
The WNBA players going back to Maya Moore for years now, and I'm seeing more. Like you were the first person who brought her up, period, in any sort of major news out. Well, for someone with a platform like in the industry, no one else was talking about her outside of you. And now I'm seeing more and more people like picking up that story. That's 2-3 years in.
Yeah. It's like I saw, maybe that's what it came from. People like, man, oh man, we need somebody to take a stand and put their career on the line. Maya Moore, Colin Kaepernick, like what do I need? Craig Hodges? Like, what? That's 3 in my lifetime. Like we're talking ever.
I was gonna say, Bill Russell used to like weekly. They would just listen to whatever he said, so it never came to anything.
Yeah,
like he would. I'm sure he would have. He was just like, no, they just every time I have a demand, they succumb. So what am I like? All right, pretty good.
Every single time, people are like, I don't know. Do the players really? Was it him and Jerry West that like set out the All-Star game or threatened to set it out? It was him and another. It was a white star. I'm thinking West, but it might not have been him. But yeah, they like didn't tell anybody.
That was one in Kansas City, right?
I think so.
Yeah, they were because it was. I think it was the first one that was going to be like aired on CBS like live.
Yeah, and that's why it was like a big deal, like, and they didn't tell anybody. Yeah,
they were like, "This is going to be And then right before, I think it was like right before the game, they were like, "Why aren't you guys warming up?" And Bill was like, "You mean the Chaos Emeralds?" And they were like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, no, that big pie you guys are eating over there that you didn't offer us any, we'd like the pie." And they're like, "Fuck."
Why does Bill have on dress shoes? It gets almost game time.
I mean, he did that. I think it was Kansas. Both of them couldn't have happened in Kansas City. They might have. But there was another incident where Celtics were on the road and like the restaurant at the hotel wouldn't serve them. And
that was in Lexington.
Right. Lexington. Okay.
Yep, that was in Lexington.
He was like, "Well, guess we're not playing here." And the NBA was like, "Come on."
Hey, come on. What do you mean?
So, yeah, I mean, Bill Russell, a lot of his just being like, "No, we're going to do it this way or no way." Like, that's the reason everyone in the NBA gets paid now. Him and Spencer Haywood years later. Like, that was the second push through. But, yeah. I don't know. Who could do that now? Is it LeBron?
Yeah. I think it's like it goes to what Pat Bev was saying. And again, that's millionaires versus multimillionaires. He does have that kind of power. I think it's unfair, like, to ask him to utilize it alone because, but he's the top dog. Like, whether you think he's like not the best player per se, but he's the biggest name, like by far, like comfortably. So yeah, if he did that, and I mean, could get literally any other, like if LeBron's doing it, like I think they said like Harden was posing questions. I think Giannis. So I don't think he would be alone. It's just if somebody does it. We saw when Missouri, when Buddy was going on the food strike, Missouri football, known powerhouse, Missouri football.
Correct. Yeah.
Was like, yeah, we're not playing. And they were like, guys, we need you to go 7-5. Like, we need that Little Caesars Pizza Bowl money. But again, like
they weren't even bowl eligible.
It was like, dog, we need to go 3-9 so we can sell us on going 7-5 and getting that Little Caesars Pizza Bowl. So I mean, that's why it feels like, okay, we'll play, but we will not play until A, B, and C are met. Right? Like these two things immediately, we need proof of these things, and we'll still, like, if shit ain't holding up like in a couple weeks, 7-8 weeks, we'll hold out again. Like we'll do what it takes.
Well, that was like, I guess, one of the big things MLB was trying to get today. They were like, listen, if anyone gets sick, you can't hold us responsible. And they were like, what are you talking about? Of course we're going to hold you responsible.
Ohio State got caught trying to get their kids. It's like, yeah, no, everybody come in. We want you on campus for workouts. Just sign this waiver in case you get COVID real quick. And I'm hoping people are seeing it, man. Again, Mike Gundy, when Mike Gundy with a fucking shirt. Yeah. People were saying, it was like, how weird is it to wear like just a media network, like
MSNBC?
Fox? Yeah. Like what? And I was like, oh man, like it's only a shirt. And people were like, well, people were mad at Colin Kaepernick socks. So, and all like him, Dabo over these fucking shirts. I'm sure, I don't know, I can't prove it, but I'm sure Nick Saban feels the way they do. But you know what Nick Saban gonna have on if he fishing? A Bama polo.
Right.
Like ain't gonna be no football matter. Bama matters. Like that's what, and you'll never know because he keep his fucking mouth shut. Gundy, Dabo can't help themselves. They want you to know how they stand. And again, we see how you stand. And is it Chuba or Chubba?
Chubba Hubba. Great name.
Great name. Yeah, he was like, but no, this ain't gonna fly. I was like, I'm the captain of the offensive lineman. I agree. I'm the captain of the defensive line. I agree. And I don't know what's come of it since, but
they posted a somehow they're both, I guess he's at Oklahoma State, both of them. So they filmed a video and did
Gundy and Dabo?
Chubba Hubba and Gundy did literally the black hand, white hand like video.
Okay.
And yeah, it was boy, oh boy. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't
Gundy was like that network, it's just news, no slant. And it's like, what are you talking about?
Listen, even if it is just a random shirt, how do you get that shirt?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sure like those guys get 100 free T-shirt. Who gave you that shirt? Who's close enough to give you that T-shirt? And you were like, oh no, I'll keep this one. Nah. Nick Saban would have been out there butt naked before he's out there in a polo shirt and anything other than burgundy.
Yeah, Roll Tide. Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, Belichick will randomly show up in like some random lacrosse school, like Johns Hopkins. But other than that, Patriots or like a school like one of his friends coaches at. But that's it. That's the only apparel he owns.
That's it. And no, Dabo's like, no, actually, no. Black footballs may matter, but lives, I don't know about that.
And Clemson had like the parade of cars with Confederate flags just rolling through, and it's like, how? I get you're 15, 16, thinking about like, oh, I want to go pro, and you see all these Clemson dudes in the league. That's what's going to stick in your mind more than that, but. Man, oh man.
And that's like, it's a thing with all the, like, they got rid of the Iowa strength coach today because guys over the years keep coming out. And that's one of those things like these, like they felt it at the time, they knew it at the time, and they realized how powerless they were.
Right.
And now guys are realizing that power. Like whatever he said to that team that got Chubba Hubba, great name.
You're running back though.
I hate him. Whatever I'm not telling, break them over the head or whatever, but understand your power. Don't settle for anything less, because when Dabo goes in there to negotiate, he don't settle for anything less. He ain't taking, he should get a scholarship and 3 square meals. No, he getting $10 million and bonuses and a helicopter. So just recognize your power. And if he said whatever he said, make him stick to it. This ain't like a lifetime contract. Like, he apologized. We're good forever. No, going forward, we ain't gonna have none of this shit either.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's right now. It should be easy to just say the right things. People are struggling with that part, so I can't even say that. But like hold people accountable. Not even years down the road, like months down the road.
Yeah. Like, again, none of this is set in stone. So it's like, okay, if Norvell at Florida State, like he got him back on his side, he cleared that up, whatever it was, cool. But if, again, we hear like, oh, he just told another blatant lie or he got misinterpreted again, I'd be like, okay, we're not reporting to practice until something's fixed.
Right.
And what are they going to do? And I keep seeing all this, like they'll all lose money. Hey, they will. But it's not ideal, but other countries are back to playing ball, right? Or back to playing sports, I'll say. It wouldn't be ideal, but if some of these like guys that are not going to retire, I haven't made 9 figures, you can go there and make like a living. Again, not ideal, but I don't know what the owners Fertitta going to be on the damn corner. I can't wait to buy the Rockets from here, man. Cash. $38. I just own the Rockets now.
What would be your first move as owner of the Rockets?
I'm firing Daryl Moore.
All right. Fair is fair.
Hiring myself.
Not Hanky?
Nah. That was Maury's God. I can't do that. I don't even want to. Listen, if we're going to not win the title and still have people like us, I can run I can do that. I got 2 stars.
Wait. Tucker and Gerald Green.
And Trevor Ariza, yes.
What would my role on this team be?
What role do you want? What do you tell me, Mick? Sell me on it. Center, point. What do you want?
I would be the tallest member of the starting lineup. So
you're center by default.
I'm just Ryan Anderson now. Yeah.
Worst ways to make a buck.
For sure. I definitely envision myself a captain.
Okay.
All NBA talent. No, I don't know, like a head of scouting.
Okay. Like this guy's got a great name. Draft him.
Yeah, it just you don't have enough time to know all the names anymore. So I'm just telling you people's names. You're like,
I'm just spinning around in the chair. No, no, yes.
You're like, how do they spell that? All right, yeah, good.
2 B's. Oh, I like that. Yes, yeah. Move him up.
We have actual real scouts still there. They're like, this.
That's a big. I got. No, I don't. I was gonna say I need the numbers to back me up, but no, I'm anti Bill James. If you lost every GM in the league right now, the league would not change at all. It might improve.
If they just auto drafted.
If they auto drafted, you worked out your own. It was like you, your lawyer or agent, and the owner and their financial guy. Like, this is how we negotiate contracts. We're cutting all the middlemen out.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, like if you got money problem, you go talk straight to the owner. You got some on-court problem, go talk to the coach. Like, it's A or B.
Yeah.
Anything else, we're grown. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to help, but we're grown. We can handle this, you know what I'm saying, like adults. And there would be no change in the league at all.
I think it would improve, probably.
At the very worst, I think it would stay the exact same.
Yeah, because there are certainly some hands-off owners who just own it as like an asset. So I get them wanting to have like a president of operations or whatever titles they hand certain people. And I do think there are some like actually good GMs and people like incredible like talent evaluators. And then I think there are some guys who are just like, I don't know how I got this job. And I know the other shoe is going to drop one of these days. But until then, I can't wait to trade like 7 first-round picks for Andrea Bargnani.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, I got to tell this writer the day before I do it so he gets the scoop and he can start spinning it. Or they're trading Porzingis to get cap space. You know what I mean? So listen, you remove that, you're removing a lot of these leaks because the leaks are agents to writers. And basically
they can be. Yeah, I know. Hey, Danny Ainge, I love Danny Ainge. He's a leaky bitch.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's one of those. Like, there are just certain places like, oh, that came out from the cell. Oh, surprise! I wonder which side leaked that. But I respect it. He's like, no, it was me.
Right? Yeah. It's not a big secret when it comes out. Yeah. It's just like, whoops.
I didn't like him. Yeah. But yeah, that's a lot of the leaks. You remove that. Like a lot of these, like the horrible contracts are the GMs doing favors to agents.
Right.
Like, oh, I can't piss him off. He's got 3 or 4 players I'll never get. But I might get one of his 7th or 8th best and then get a chance to overpay him to keep him happy. So, I mean, I've also thought that about NBA. Like, at a certain level, is it age? Like, do you really need it's?
Oh no, plenty of guys have proven they don't.
Yeah, like it's at a certain point. Like, it's a max. There's a scale. There's what are we going to negotiate? Like years, some guarantee. I feel like we've seen more like guarantees or like you shoot 38% from 3.
Right. You
want to negotiate that in. But people are like, man, you can hire an independent lawyer for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, read over the numbers, pay him 1% of 1%, like pay him for his time by the hour instead of paying him like 5%.
When I was in high school, trying to figure out what I wanted to do, I remember vividly my father being like, go into contract law and have your whole thing just be undercutting agents left and right. I was like, I just don't want to do that much reading, but he had the vision. He wasn't wrong.
Listen, he's going to do it for 5%. You could tell your guy, I'll do it for $500 an hour.
Right.
You can do 9 of these in a day. Like,
yeah. Oh yeah.
I signed LeBron, Anthony Davis, and Caldwell Pope's contract today. Like, I'm good.
Yeah, I'll see you guys next summer.
Yeah,
tell your friends.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I'm just there. I'm just the clutch agent guy or the clutch the money guy.
Yeah, I read over the contract, make sure you don't get fucked. You give me $10,000.
Even Steven.
Yeah, I do 20 of those a year. I got a boat.
It's like, hey, they negotiate other stuff. I was like, I mean, I get it, but listen. It's Kyrie Irving, right? Like, Nike's going to sign him,
right?
They can figure out something they want to agree to. Yeah, it's like, listen, I just want free gear, my own shoe, and 1% of 1% of 1% of the royalties. Done. Here's your 10,000. Like, whatever.
I've always said I'd be terrible negotiating with Nike. I'd just be like, I just want like like several pallets to show up to my house every month until I die.
I'll pay you. They're like, absolutely.
However, yeah, like anything that's exclusive, me. However many kids I have, you're clothing them too. like in perpetuity.
They're like, sign right here.
Yeah, they're like, this costs us nothing. So great.
Yeah. And listen, that's really the one. Like Derrick Rose, Dwight Howard still eating off shoe deals.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like LeBron, like Jordan/Nike for life. LeBron is like signed the lifetime deal. So the second he retires, he'll still be 40, 50, 60, 70 and incorporated. Whoever the youngest guy is, it'll be a commercial with LeBron passing him the ball, or like some shit like that. So he's going to be there for life. He'll be with the Lakers another 2 years. Like,
right.
So I feel like Slick the weakest contract.
The basketball one?
You slick a hoe if you getting paid for playing basketball. I can't believe it.
We can name the amount of guys who have been able to turn shoe deals into like lifetime fortunes. It's two of them.
Sonny Vaccaro. No. But it like that was. I'll finish that Jordan book. That was basically like their entire negotiation with Jordan. Like he had an agent there, but it was him and his parents in a room, and them just yelling things at him, trying to get him to. Yeah. Like, what do you? Just tell us what you want. Like that's the kind of negotiating, because that's what one, the kind of eggs they were putting in the basket, and two, that's what kind of star he was. So it worked out all right, I guess.
Like it feels like Nike didn't even know that until Sonny was like, "No, that just let's pay him."
Yeah.
Pay.
Like again, told him, he was like, "Yeah, no, don't spread out all that money. Give it all to Jordan." And they were like, "I don't know, we've never done that before." And he's like, "You've never seen this kid before."
Yeah, he was like, "You've never sold a basketball shoe before either." Fucking
yeah, you want him to play some fucking ponies? Get him out of here. Like and reading the book, like Jordan almost left Nike early because Phil Knight didn't want anybody to become bigger than the company, which is wild. I don't want anyone that's going to make me money while it's making them money.
That pride shit cost people so much.
Yeah, they were like, when it was about a year left in his second deal, that's when Nike fired like Sonny Vaccaro, fired basically all the guys that brought Jordan there.
Right.
They went to Adidas, but they were starting their own company, and Jordan was like, "I'll go like wherever y'all go. Like I'm with y'all." And they were like, "You're still getting 25% per pair of Jordan sold. It'd be dumb for you to leave." But that's how close it was. And he won the Jumpman on there a lot early, and Phil Knight was like, no. I will not make myself more profit.
What's the first one with the Jumpman? The 4? The 2 might have one.
Now 2's got the Jordan wings. Does 3 doesn't have it, right?
No, 3 doesn't.
Okay, yeah, so it's the 4 then.
Yeah, it's because on the back of the 4. But even that, I think, had Nike Air at first.
Probably, yeah. On the originals, it was Nike. So yeah, I don't.
It might have had a Jumpman on the tongue.
Let's see. First
5s had both.
I feel like I remember 5s being on it. The first was. Well, it says the 3. Was it on one sole each? Like the back of one each? Like one says Nike Air, one. I don't know. It says the 3 because I was thinking.
Maybe. Are they counting like the bottom?
Okay. It replaced the wings logo on the 3. Let's see, the 88. Yeah. 88 Jordan 3 was the first Air Jordan to feature the Jumpman logo, replacing the wings that had been a feature of the Air Jordan 1 and 2. They went on to utilize it on all of the Jordans that were released.
Because the way they retro things now, like they'll be like, this one has Nike Air on the back. This one, and it's like, whoa, what was even the original at this point?
I just said Nike, not Air. Like even like it goes like the Jordan commercial where they banned the shoes, and it was just like it was just the best thing they could have did. It's like the NBA just didn't. The NBA never even collected on the fines. So it was like, one
that'll show them.
Yeah, one never connected on the fine, and the guy was like, "I hand to God, this is true." The meeting after David Stern told us he was banning him, he asked if he could get a signed pair for his son. He was like, at that point, he was like, I knew. He was like, we just have to pay whatever. Like, we can't get better advertising than this.
Right, right.
They got it. Jordan blew up. Who could have seen this coming?
But then it wasn't even until like 2 years ago, maybe 3, where it was like, oh yeah, you can wear whatever color now. Like they actually changed like the
retro
rule. No. Like for NBA players.
Yeah. It was
super recently.
Yeah, it was last year. Yeah, like Ayton's rookie year. He was part of the
Puma shit. That's right.
All those rookie guys. So that was 2018, 19. So
and guys have been doing it before that, but it was like, I guess technically a fine if the NBA wanted to fine them.
That was the wildest part to me, man. Like I tell them give the money to charity, but they didn't even. Y'all were just doing it just to be dicks,
right?
That'll teach them. Oh man, great book.
Which one was that?
It's called Michael Jordan: The Life by Roland Lazenby. And now I'm reading. Name. Great name. And he wrote the Jordan was 21 hours long. He wrote a 22-hour one long about Kobe, so I'm listening to that one right now.
I was about to say, like, it took him 21 hours to write it, but
very brief. Yeah, it's more of a pamphlet.
I gotta bang this out.
Yeah, Sonny Vaccaro basically got fired from Nike because Phil Knight didn't like him making Jordan that big, and so he went to Adidas.
Oh yeah, they cover that in the documentary.
Yeah, and went to Adidas and did the exact same thing. They were like, "Yeah, we want to like get big in basketball," and he was like, "Okay, then you need to find a guy." And they were like, "Yeah, but who is the guy?" And he was like, "I'll find." It's like he's not. I'll find him because he thought it was Felipe Lopez, and he was like, "That's not it." And he's like, he saw Kobe. He's like, and I followed him, and I was like, "That's the guy. Put all your money in this guy." And they did, and just gave him horrible shoes to work with.
Not only did he find Kobe, he also got Kobe to LA.
Yeah,
like Sonny Vaccaro was.
Sonny Vaccaro's slick a hero, man.
Far and away. Well, it depends how you want to look at it, but far and away, like after Jordan, like the second most powerful man in basketball during that stretch.
Like up there, because like just the juice he had in college.
Right. That's what I mean. He was like deciding where, because he had all those, like he had the camps before the camps were what they are now.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like
he
had that high school tournament in, what was it, Pittsburgh?
It's somewhere in Pennsylvania, but
I think it was Pittsburgh. Yeah. And then he had, was it ABCD? Is that what he had Adidas make?
I'm trying to think. Yeah, Nike's was first because the thing was it was one of those because it's talking about that in the book, and that's like every other one but those two you basically had to pay to go to.
Right.
And these were, not only is it basically free, but you're getting merch because that was Sonny's whole thing. He's like, get the coaches, get people to wear the shoes. That's where the money is. And they were like, yeah, but you'd have to pay the kids. And he was like, yeah, that's the point. I want to pay. Like, I physically can't. I'd love to. Like Sonny Vaccaro been trying to get the NCAA out of here like for 30 years. More than that.
40, yeah. That was the 80s. But yeah, he was like, we can't pay him directly. What if we just give the coaches millions of dollars and all they have to do is be billboards for us?
Work like a charm.
Yeah, it really did. Still fucking did.
It's wild. Nobody, again, not to say that I would have thought of it. Nobody thought of that before. Like a way to, we're like, we have no way to get this into the, like how? We have to break into a school of sports, something.
Yeah, they were just like, here you go. Here's, we'll give you as many shoes as you want. We don't give a fuck, dude. Here you go.
Sweatsuit, sure, like whatever. You know what? Because I like you guys, we'll do your whole uniforms. You put our logo on the corner, it's nothing. We're like, wow, this Sonny guy's all right.
I can't imagine there ever being a player I associate with Oregon more than Dennis Dixon, and it's specifically because of his closet of custom Nikes and Jordans. Forever. That would be forever tied to me. And I was like, that's so good. Like, how does everyone not go to Oregon knowing they can get that?
Yeah, and that's one, like, okay, I can't give you cash, but they don't care about shoes, whatever. Sweatsuit, like we can just give you like the nicest tech fleece, everything. Okay, they don't care about that. Just do not put cash in these kids' pockets.
Yeah.
If they can eat food with this, do not give it to them.
That's the thing with like UNC basketball every year has like, I'm going to get this wrong, but I think they like the team has a meeting, like a special meeting where they get to vote on like what numbered like retro Jordan they're going to all get like custom that year.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's fucking sick.
Yeah, that's pretty strong.
Like, what? No one else. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
that makes me want to get better at basketball just to try that.
Boy, oh boy. And so many, like looking back, it was a thing. It's like, yeah, well, like Adidas, Converse, they weren't going to sign Jordan. But the more, like in the book, it just detailed how many people, like before he played an NBA game, like this guy's the best player I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like Sonny Vaccaro, Bob Knight, after the Olympics, people were like, this is like not the best rookie I've ever seen. They're like, this is one of the best players I've ever seen. He's 21.
Right.
And it was like, Portland needed a center. I'm like, what? And it was like Nike was praying he went to Portland. It was like if Jordan was in Portland, like that close to the campus, still black, white, and red, like they could have did slick the same exact shoes.
Yeah.
And he would have been in Portland. But
I do think I can't remember who was saying him going to Chicago was the perfect storm because they got the big city.
Yep.
Chicago's what, the third, fourth biggest city in the country?
Number 3.
So they got that market, but it didn't have like a coastal tie. It wasn't Boston, so there was automatically people against them. It wasn't LA.
Yeah.
It wasn't New York, where like, of course, you're big in New York, but there's people who are automatically like Chicago. Like we just saw in the documentary. Like the Bulls were nothing before Jordan, and they've barely been anything since Jordan. So it's like, the fact that they didn't have, and of course they gained rivalries throughout his tenure, but the fact that it was just like, oh, I've never even thought of the Chicago Bulls before. I have no reason to hate them. Like that's huge.
Yeah, it was like they were like about to be sold. It was like that was the running joke. It was like, yeah, if Rod Thorne didn't nail this, he was going to get fired, and they were going to move the team. Like that's how close it was. Like out of the third biggest market in the country, just because they weren't doing shit with it.
Right.
And it was like, boy, like 2 weeks into practice, it's like every player on the team was like, no, this guy's the best player in the league. Like, I'm like, shit. I didn't know it was that widespread that soon. So it was like, okay, 7 years without a ring. So, okay, once you get 1 or 2, I see how they considered him like the greatest already. It makes more sense.
Yeah, he was also winning like MVPs and depoys in the same year before that. So I get how easy it was. Like, yeah, no, that's the guy.
Well, it's so wild. The thing I learned, one, he was like, to set myself apart from Magic and Bird, I have to play defense. So he's like, yeah, because he's like, they don't do it. So he's like, okay, I became the best at that. He could have made like if he made like 5 second team defenses, he's still the GOAT, right? Like it wouldn't have changed it at all. But no, he just made like 10 straight first team. And then what else? It's like, yeah, people had did 2. Nobody like Magic and Larry never did 3. He's like, I just had to do what they didn't. So once he won 3, nobody had done that since Russell's 60s. He's like, yeah, I've done it all. And everybody was like, no, we agree. You've done it all. You've won literally everything. You've done everything there is to do.
Yeah, your finals MVP every time. Like, yeah, no, that's the guy.
Yeah, and it's like, no, year 7, like 32, comfortably the best player of all time. Kareem's like, I retired 4 years ago. Like,
yeah, I'm not even in the Hall of Fame yet because not enough time's passed.
Oh, that and because Jordan missed the foot season, so it's really like 8 seasons. It's like, no, Jordan, he's got 17,000 career points, comfortably the best player of all time. Kareem's like, I got twice that. I got more rebounds and he's got points.
I'm just picturing like them being in the same Hall of Fame class, and Kareem's like, I'm not last to speak. They're like, sorry.
Jordan's still active. He gets to go first because he's got a game later.
He's like, this is great. Thank you. I'm going to go beat the shit out of the Knicks now. That's what I do.
Then everyone just claps lightly.
Yeah, he does do that.
But yeah, it was because Sidney Moncrief was like the reigning 2-time defensive player of the year and was like, oh, there was nobody in the world that could have checked Michael. Rookie Michael Jordan. It was like his 4th game. And immediately Kawhi's like, no, Morant, I'm retiring before that kid gets going. Like, I want no part of that. It's like, wow, never heard that about a rookie. That's interesting.
Right.
And fucking Jerry Krause, man. Really, Reinsdorf, too. It was 50-50. But
for sure. And this way, it goes back to like what I was just saying about Phil Knight. Pride will ruin things so fast. That's where That's why, like in Boston media, since they've had nothing else to talk about, sports media, I just keep seeing like even
Albert
still
Breer's tweets.
No, I keep seeing like whose fault was it between Brady and Belichick? It was like I could see if they broke up in like 2009 having those conversations. We got 20 years.
Who said Brady had to retire? Who's to blame?
Yeah. Like 20 years. Guy wants to go play in Tampa. Who gives it? Good for him. Like, well, who harboring resentment for this? Like, do I want to see him win a Super Bowl? No, I don't. Do I want him to get hurt? Of course not.
Right.
Like, hey, he's with them. Cool, great. We got 20 years.
Could have been 21, Mick, if all the egos in the building, but.
That was the fucking storyline the whole month leading up to us holding the Rams to 3 points. It's like, oh, man, these guys cannot get along.
No, listen, I recall.
Yeah.
And they didn't. They stunk. They couldn't even score 14.
No, sure couldn't.
Tripled up the opposition.
They scored 13 in consecutive playoff games against the Rams and then against the Titans.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. Logan Ryan almost scored that many points. Logan Ryan halved it.
They're like, oh boy. Well, one, it was enough to win the Super Bowl. It wasn't enough to beat the fucking Titans.
Yeah. Brady's like, you told me to do what I did last year, yeah?
Well,
yeah, what? It's like even like Krause had the ego, but Reinsdorf just consistently just being like, this is all fine. Everyone hating each other is fine. I don't care at all. Like,
what time are the White Sox on?
Like, yeah, for 98, 99, it goes into it more in the book. It's like he had a contract ready for Jordan, and Jordan's like, yeah, like, I'll sign it. I'm not playing without Phil. And Jerry's like, I mean, what can you do? The other guy said,
this man's unreasonable.
Yeah, I don't know. It's absurd. But I also get back then, which I kind of wish they would go back to it. Lottery picks were just all equally weighted. Like if you didn't make the playoffs and it was like 10 lottery teams, everybody got 10% chance.
Yeah.
So it's like you just missed the playoffs. Okay, number 2 pick. I'm like, I'm fine. Listen, I'm fine with that. They turned it into the weighted shit, and that's what like kept teams bad. But if they just went completely unweighted lottery,
I don't hate it.
I mean, I'm still abolish the draft, but if you're not going to do that, like, what's wrong with? I'm trying to like who's somebody like the Pelicans. If the Pelicans just get like the number 4 pick, who would be mad at that? Or if the Grizzlies lost the playoff seed, they get the number 3 pick. Let's get like another fun player with that core. Right. Why is that a bad thing?
I don't know. I genuinely do not hate it because there's been no proof that's stinking consistently and racking up a couple number 3s. Like if you're still an incompetent organization, it's not going to matter.
Correct. And if
like
you're
the
good,
Suns are still bad.
Yeah, you'll find value at 2 or 6 or 16, or that's what good teams do. And instead, it's like, oh no, we're reforming, so it's a little bit less bad. I can't wait till hopefully this doesn't work and they just go back to like right now, top 3 teams have a 14% chance, but Portland, number 14, has 0.5% chance. So if all these teams had an equal chance, and it's like, oh, Portland's healthy next year, and they got Wiseman. Yeah. I like that. Like that. Yeah. That's a good thing. Instead, we're gonna get to watch Wiseman waste away at New York, or I don't even know where. But
no, I keep every like mock draft I see. I haven't clicked any, but they always put like the top like 5, 4, 3, 2. Click to see who was won. It's like, well, you just named the other 4 top 5 picks. Like I know who's won. But I keep seeing Obi Toppin to New York, and it feels like a big time Knicks thing to do.
Oh boy, that's tough. I just did this mock rank has them going 5 to Detroit.
Okay.
I don't know how I feel about that if I'm Detroit.
Probably not great.
Yeah, but like the Warriors getting a number 1 or a top 4 pick, like people are excited about this. Why is this? Like I want to see them. Yeah, that was a good team. We got a good West. Let's add some young juice in there. And that'll be a trade asset, of course. It'll be traded for another old player. But
it would also be very funny too to see a team like the Warriors who just had they had a tough down on their luck year. And it's just like, oh yeah, no, they were the worst team by record. They obviously have all NBA talents coming back because it's not a weighted lottery. They got the 14th pick. Like,
right? Yes. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Again, fine with that too.
Because you wouldn't see year-long tanking anymore, but that last week of the season, with 3 teams in the hunt for the 8th seed, you'd see some hilarious coaching jobs to try and get that team out of the playoffs.
Yeah, and even if that's what you want to eliminate tanking, right? You can deal with it for games 1 through 76, and deal with it. Teams like, okay, let's see, AC. Could we even get a quarter against the Bucks? No. Okay, well, it's worth an 11% chance to try to get the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
But even that, the 2 games home revenue, however you want to do it, but I just know this current shit does not work. Or I don't like it.
I think regardless, kind of the reason I'm always resigned in these conversations, regardless, there's always going to be incompetent teams who are going to fuck it up.
That's why we need to eliminate the draft.
I still think there would just be oh man, if there was no draft and just if every player hit free agency simultaneously and they truly tried to restart the whole league, you'd get some just terrible teams.
Yeah, let's see. Cleveland 19-46. Minnesota.
No, I'm not even talking record because some of these teams I'm sure if I were a Cavs fan right now, I'd be the biggest Darius Garland guy or the biggest Sexton guy. I would be able to sell myself on something. Every bad team we could list right now, I could point to one young player or if I were a Hornets fan last year, I'd be like, man, we suck, but I've loved watching Kemba all these years.
Right.
That guy competes, something like that.
When he walked out the door,
if the whole league reset, there would be just some teams who got no fun draft picks and all the old shitty players. And it's just well, contract this team. Just
okay. Listen, I'd much rather that. And it's oh boy, Book been wasting away in Phoenix for they just now got frisky.
Right.
Getting competitive. They just not. It's year 5 and he's steadily improved every year.
Yeah.
So if you bad teams would still get guys because it'd be okay, we'll play you right. You'll get 20 shots a game right now. So they'd get guys. They'd still fuck it up because they're bad teams. But yeah, I'm fine with not seeing guys wasted because the way a lottery ball or a ping pong ball.
Yeah, for sure.
So eliminate it. Get it out of here.
I still think any team who's yet to win a title, you're out. Out. Utah Jazz, out.
Tough. Yeah.
If you're a city with multiple teams, you only get one now. So New York, one team. LA, one team.
Do they combine teams or everybody just goes into a draft for the
yeah, I think if your team gets cut, those are they're just free agents now. Grizzlies, you're out.
Okay, listen. Who wants to sign Ja Morant?
Yeah, it would be exciting.
So yeah, imagine that, but for the whole league, it's oh boy, they. I don't even know. I always forget who's a bad GM. I always just go straight to Adam Gase, the worst GM in the world in any sport. It was yeah, that guy can't build a good team. Good, he's not good. So get him out of here. Or keep having a bad team. Your choice. So everybody would go to LA. They wouldn't, man.
They would.
A lot would. A lot for sure.
15 would. Exactly 15 would. We know.
30 to both teams.
No, because I'm cutting the Clippers. It's only the Lakers now.
No, I feel you keep both of them. Honestly, I feel the Kings can go. If we're cutting the Cali team, I'm fine with 2 LAs, no Kings.
Well, what about the Warriors?
Fuck them. No. Move
The
them all.
Warriors and Lakers both have rings. Like the other two, not so much.
Move the Warriors to LA. Like I'm 3 LA teams. Listen, that's much better for travel. Three LA teams. You cut out Sacramento, so you just don't even fly to the top of the state
ever again.
Seattle, it's just not a basketball town. You don't fly there.
Portland,
only Northwest.
In the process of cutting some of these, I would bring back Seattle because you still
should get first pick to build a team in the draft. Every team that got cut, Seattle gets first pick. They just we'll take Durant, Morant, Kawhi Leonard. This is great. Oklahoma City is like, damn it.
Yeah, what do you think of this? Texas would be weird because all three of those teams have rings.
They can all stay.
Phoenix have a ring? They must. Back in the day.
Yeah, Phoenix has got 70s.
I think they beat the Celtics.
Because here's one of the, you got a ring back in the 70s. You can go. I'd rather keep at least the Grizzlies are young and trying. Y'all got a ring in 78. Come on.
Magic are out.
Let me see. Okay, yeah, the teams, the Suns are 0-2, Jazz, Nets, and Magic all 0-2. The Chicago Stags, whose logo is fire, were folded in 1950. Capitals folded in 51. Pacers are 0-1. Hornets, Nuggets, Clippers, Grizzlies, Wolves, and Pelicans have never made a finals.
Pacers, I'd be inclined to, I'd hear their case.
Yeah, the Kings have won 1951. Come on, man.
Yeah, no, they're out.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't like that one time. You just got to be reevaluated.
And that wasn't even in Sacramento, was it?
Let's see.
Is that the Kansas City Royals?
Rochester, yeah.
Rochester.
Listen, they're claiming it. They said it's us.
So yeah, I'm getting rid of a lot of these teams. I'm probably putting one in Vegas, putting one in Seattle. Maybe Louisville gets one. But yeah, no more of these two in the same city. If we're gonna cut some teams, we're gonna spread them out. But yeah, ultimately it's gonna be 16 teams total. Everyone makes the playoffs. Every roster's.
That's where I'm out. I don't want everybody in the playoffs.
I just don't. If I think there's too many good people at basketball, you're saying, they wouldn't all be able to sign in the same places. It would be decently spread out.
Yeah, that's
30 wouldn't be a spread out.
Yeah, that's okay. So 8 can make the playoffs. I don't want anything where everybody playoffs. But if we're gonna do 8, okay, I'm in with that.
Sure.
Go back to 3 rounds for a championship, best of 15. It used to be 1 round in the championship, right? In the 60s, it was 8 teams.
Yeah.
So I won't say 4 rounds is it's just one of those, if we want the best postseason, there's a way to have it and get money. 3 best of 7s feels fair. If you win 3 best of 7s, I think you can probably win 2 best of 7s as a fluke. Or not even fluke, but it's did the better team win? If you win 3, though, you were the best team. So it's less room for injury. It's will he be back in time? Also, you want to talk load management. If every team make the playoffs, would anybody play the regular season?
No. So you're right. Yeah, that's fair.
You got to give something, but whatever you cut it to, if half of those make the playoffs and we go from there, I'd listen to that.
I might even consider 10 and top 2 get a bye if that's how that ends up working.
Okay. Yeah,
because then your regular season, those top seeds, you're really playing for something more than home court, and then and then that adds an extra round.
Yeah, that could work. Even that is home court in the first round. I don't know how they do it. You get the first 3 at home. I really want to emphasize home court, so people are playing hard for that reason. It go, 3-2-2. We just go back to some wild shit. It's you should have a relative advantage for playing that hard for home court.
Yeah, that way if you drop one of those first 2, you're not fuck.
Right. Yeah. It's okay, we get 1. We're going back to our place for 2 straight. You win those, that's 3 right there. You go back to their place and see what happens.
Yeah, because you're up 3-2 going back there. Yeah,
and the cities are closer together, so it's like, well, they don't want to go from Seattle to Miami. It's like, well, sorry, they'll meet in Kansas now.
Speaking of 3Chi is the leader in hemp-derived cannabinoid products.
Yeah, it is.
All products are formulated by a biochemist, Tyler. All products are made in the USA with US-grown hemp, which I think people would be shocked to learn how recent a development that is.
Like yesterday. Like this is the first company.
Like Canada, and I want to say China were exporting hemp for years because it was legal to have in the US, but not legal to grow.
Ton of sense. Makes a ton of sense.
3Chi invented a way to make a product to make the purest federally legal Delta 8 in the world. Delta 8 is a federally legal version of THC and is a perfect substitute for anyone using Delta 9 who want the same great feelings without the negative side effects.
I want that.
Delta 8 will have you feeling amazing, yet be functional and clear-headed instead of lazy and paranoid.
Yeah, it will.
Big time. 3Chi's Delta 8 is the purest and most potent in the world and is used and recommended by doctors around the country. 3Chi isn't just the best Delta 8 in the industry. They invented the industry. Put your name on it.
I will.
3Chi's Delta 8 is 100% hemp-derived, federally legal, and available online at 3Chi, that's the number 3, CHI.com, and at select retailers around the country. You must be 21 to purchase. Go to 3Chi, again, that's the number 3, CHI.com, to shop for Delta 8 vapes, gummies, tinctures, and oils that can be used to make homemade edibles. Use code MIXTAPE at checkout to receive 5% off your order. Again,
is that what the tinctures are for? Because I got my kit from 3Chi and I did.
No, that's what the oils are for.
Enhanced oil. Interesting.
The oils are for baking.
I've been putting them under. It said put it under your tongue. That's how I do it. But you can also bake with them.
The oils, the tinctures are more for the under the tongue shit. Yeah,
bake a whole cake.
I didn't even watch. I didn't even watch the Bonds and Maguire 30 Bonds. Sosa and Maguire 30 for 30. Although it sounds like at the end they just blame Barry Bonds for everything.
More or less.
Fair.
Points for me.
Yeah. But I've heard only negative reviews.
It was not. It was just boring. It's just one of those like, okay, you're bringing this back after 20 plus years. Okay, like you got to set some of the scene, like take us back, put us in context. But I feel like 100 of the 120 minutes were on Mark McGwire, which it was fine. But listen, Sammy's electric.
Oh yeah,
and it was like the Cubs did some bullshit. Like either during or before, like the Cubs account was like tweeting out like Sammy stats and videos, and then in the documentary at the end, the owner's like, yeah, no, Sammy hasn't been invited back to Wrigley in over a decade. The owners want you to answer like 2 questions, Sammy. Why'd you do it? And who'd you do it to? And he was just like, he basically said, listen, a lot of people were doing it. It is what it is. But it's like Mark McGwire's got his number retired there, and Sammy ain't been to Wrigley in over 10 years. Like, that's bullshit.
It's also not even the same owners.
Yeah. So I was like, what are you mad about? Like, you've won a championship since then. So, like, and he was like, yeah, I would be open to coming back. And it's like, we're all set, Sam.
Yeah. I don't know. Those early 2000s Cubs, because for whatever reason in Boston, we always got Cubs and Braves games. I don't know why. Not like just because they play each other, but like always got those two. I'll never understand why, but I wasn't complaining. And I was always a huge Kerry Wood guy. Always.
In the apparently per Chief, he's like Kerry Wood did a great job acting like he doesn't still hate Sammy Sosa, because he definitely still hates Sammy Sosa.
I thought like him and Pryor were just gonna run the NL for like till tonight, like now, pretty much.
I was like, they got him, Mark Grace slapping singles, and Sammy hitting 65. The Reds play. I was like, why are we playing them 80 of our 160 games? This is unfair. We played the Pirates 4 times. We played the Cubs 94 times.
Why do we have 7 teams in this division?
None of them are really central. But yeah, it was just a lot of Mark McGwire. A good bit of him. It was like 30 minutes of him talking about how he still considers himself a pitcher. I was like,
sure. 600
dingers later. I went to USC as a pitcher. One of the coaches saw me just slugging dingers over the fence and was like, hey, I think you should try this guy out at first, which then made me pissed. I was like, he couldn't have been Ohtani first.
Yeah.
He played in Oakland. Like, he couldn't have pitched every 5th day and then did some DH in first, whatever. And it's just like, nope.
No,
he's going to play a subpar first defensively and crank dingers with Canseco. But yeah, it was no new information. It was too long. It didn't need 2 hours.
Right.
There's only so much steroid talk and setting the scene you could do.
I'm sure they could have if they had done it like correctly, because that was the most electric time I've had watching baseball in my whole life, and everyone on my timeline seemed to share the same sentiment. Yeah,
it was 4 years after they canceled the World Series.
Yeah.
They were Slick, Magic, and Bird. Like, they came at the right time, and the league needed them. And they provide. It was basically like Mark McGwire used to have the shit out at his locker. That part was decent. The Andrew shit. He was like, it wasn't illegal. Yeah, I took it. It wasn't on the banned list.
Right.
So he's like, I'm guilty of that. Then it came out. All the guys took like the anonymous test, and then that got leaked too. So I was like, I don't think that's completely unfair. The only reason they were honest at all is because you told them this would be anonymous.
The steroid shit hit me like years after the fact. That's where I learned like the power of just like, I don't want to say journalism, but media. Because you couldn't turn on SportsCenter without making it seem like these guys were like involved in some like crazy like sex trafficking, like gun running, murderous
Falco in Miami today. Sal Palantonio was there to meet.
Just the whole way it was reported, it was like they had. I wrote it in the blog. I was just like, they had Rafael Palmeiro sitting in front of like a grand jury. Like, that should have never happened. They made people care and make it seem like some great injustice to that. If they had just been like, yeah, these guys are socking 700-foot dingers. It's like, we're taking out like those giant lights in the towers in center field.
Everyone liked this. Everyone liked that.
Yeah. Everyone liked it. No one cared, but they made it seem like the sanctity of the game. And like that, this is why I always say no one ruins baseball quite like baseball. Yep. They're just constantly in their own fucking way. They're Sideshow Bob stepping on the rakes, but they laid the rakes.
They're only the rakes. Yeah.
Like,
man.
Yeah. What the
scandal?
What the fuck is wrong with these idiots? Like, they could have just had people juicing the whole time. No one would have cared. You don't hear anyone like, I can't believe Vince McMahon has his wrestlers juicing. No, of course not.
Like, it was like that. They set the scene that all those guys tested positive. It was like, it was bullshit that really only the big guys got busted for it. It was like, yeah, they don't care who named 98 the triple A guy is. Sammy Sosa. We want A-Rod. We want the guys with the big names. And then it went like everybody was doing it, but even then you talked about like the media and the narrative, the guys they were talking to. He's like, Mark told me he was taking it for his durability. I took him at his word. And then it cut to a picture like Mark McGwire, just locker, his back muscles are like busting out of his chest. It's like, Okay, again, it's fine if you did, but it also feels unfair to shake your finger at him.
Right.
Too. Because why he took it, who knows? But he was like, it wasn't on the banned list. Like that. That's simple and plain. And I'm trying. They threw some shit on Bonds. And I tweeted, I'm so ready for like a doc where the guys are not getting the Hall of Fame anyway. Just tell it all. Like Bonds, McGuire, Pete Rose.
A lot of these guys, I think, are waiting for that 10, 15 year, however long it is, to expire. Because I still think Bonds and Clemens are going to go in on the last ballot, and that's going to be the baseball writers. Like big, we stuck it to them.
They die beforehand, not right. But that's just how it goes.
But yeah, no, it's all really fucking stupid.
This is the only Hall of Fame with a team of the guys not in the Hall of Fame would scrape the guys in the Hall of Fame
so fast.
Somebody's like, well, duh, you think the guys on performance-enhancing drugs would be better? I'm like, listen, pre-drugs, Clemens had 3 Cy Youngs and Bonds had 3 MVPs.
Mm-hmm.
You go only pre-drugs with these guys, they still washing up Christy Mathewson. The big train, Walter Johnson. Yeah, so it was just 2 hours of that. 2 hours of listen. They did the stuff. It wasn't illegal at the time, but it's about the game. It's about because Mickey Mantle, clean as they come. All these guys. It talked about. I thought the best part was Maris. They went to a good bit about Maris because it was damned if you do, damned if you don't with him. It was like,
have you ever watched 61?
Yes, I think I watched it like not long ago, but I have seen it.
Yeah.
And so they get into some of that. Like they're asking him like on the field, it's like, Roger, you hadn't hit a home run in 2 days. Fucks up. Like he was like, well, I hit home runs and they yell at me because I'm not Mickey Mantle.
Right.
I'm also not Babe Ruth. And yeah, they're talking to his kid. He's like, yeah, he wish he never broke that shit.
Oh yeah, no, he hated it.
Yeah, it's like that. What kind of sport is that where like somebody is going to break an a fun record, a great record? Guy's gonna hit 60. No, he's not the guy who used to do it, or the guy directly to his left.
Yeah, that we want to do it but can't.
Yeah. Steph Curry and Kevin Durant.
People want greatness on their terms.
Yeah. That's what I'm learning from the Kobe book. Wild scene.
Like if Griffey if it were Griffey McGuire, do you think people are rooting? Like, how do you think that plays out?
If like Griffey
in real time? No, like if the home run, if he didn't fall off in the home run race, if he were towards the top, because obviously I was 8 turning 9, and like Griffey's one of my favorite athletes of all time still. So like I would have been pulling for him, but like national media wise, how would that have gone?
And they talked about some of that too, because it was like going into the season, like McGuire and Sosa said, it was like nobody was thinking 70 because it was like even like nobody had really did 60 since Maris. So even going to 70 was going to be extreme. And it was like, and then everybody thought it was going to be Griffey. Then I think he hit like 20 that June.
Sammy, yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, yeah. Sammy, Griffey had like a 17, like he was keeping pace. And even then, everybody was like, no, yeah, like Sosa McGuire, they'll kind of tail off. Griffey's the one that's going to do it. I think he finished with what, 56?
56 to 54.
Yeah, 50s. But it was like, yeah, no, that was who they really wanted. Then it turned into Sammy versus McGuire, which helped, like same division. One thing I do appreciate, like the stadium you're in baseball makes the highlights.
Oh yeah,
like Steph, like LeBron, Duncan, in any arena, it all look the same. It should all look the same. But those if that was in Petco Park, it might all look the same as the Ivy out in Wrigley.
Oh, of course.
Like St. Louis in the background.
Oh yeah, with the arch, everything. When I was doing those stat blogs at the beginning of Corona.
Sure. 7 years.
Yes. Connor Fernandez must have said it on one of our live streams or something. They said before 1998, 2 players had hit 60-plus home runs, which was Bonds and Maris.
Hmm.
In the next 4 years, Sammy Sosa did it 3 times. He didn't lead the National League any of those times.
Bad luck, man.
He hit 66 in 98. McGwire obviously hit 70.
Hmm.
He hit 63 in 99. McGwire hit 65. And they took 2000 was an off year. I think he hit, I want to say 54 maybe. And then in 01, in 01, Sosa hit 64.
Who was the leader?
Bonds at 73.
Oh shit! I don't even think I realized that was the same year. I also, and again, till last night, I really didn't realize how much they broke it by, and how it's like this record was 61 for what 35 years, almost 40 years, 61 to what 98, 30 plus years.
Yeah,
and then it was broke 100 times over like the next 5 years. I think that's the point. They were like, all right, man, everybody can't be averaging 40 a game. I know how to scale this back. We'll get the government involved. People will like that.
From 98 to 02, Sammy Sosa hit 292 home runs. He led the NL twice in home runs. The years he hit 50 and 49. Every time he hit over 60, he'd get second place.
Like even looking back, like thinking about Griffey's 56, like now it's like, oh man, 17 less than the record. At the time, it was like, no, he was right there.
Right.
Like 5 home runs or what they showed. He went on like I don't know, like an 18-game homerless skid in like August or September that sealed it. I also didn't know McGwire had 68 going to the last game and did not want to play. Like had basically taken himself out. And Tony La Russa was like, listen, like these people are here to see, like go out and play. If something goes wrong or you're not looking right, I'll pull you, but go out and play. And McGwire smacked 2 out of the fucking stadium. Also made me realize like McGwire was like the pressure was heavy and it showed like all the people around his locker. And just from the last dance, I was like, that was Michael Jordan for a preseason.
Every day.
And McGuire's like, I was losing my mind. It's like, it's a wonder Michael Jordan is as well adjusted as he is.
Right.
Like, his only vice is gambling, which he can afford. Like that's the worst for him. Like you'll take that.
Yeah, it's not for everyone.
No, it's not for Jerry Krause.
No. But the big question going around last night was, what is the best 30 for 30? And I think the only way to have that conversation is to exclude the OJ one.
Yeah, that's a masterpiece.
That was winning like major film awards, not even just documentary. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that was.
Yeah, that's legit the best documentary I've ever seen.
Yeah, so I don't know how that could stack up against like 4 days in October. You know what I mean? Like
it's like the hockey debate. When you're talking about the greatest, everybody just assumes Gretzky's won. Like we're talking about 2 and on.
And I wouldn't even put The Last Dance in there either, just because that was like a spectacle.
Yeah, that was standalone. Yeah, I wouldn't consider it 30 for 30.
Yeah, that's like the greatest circus of all time coming to town. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to compare that to the movies that just were released.
Right.
So what are your like 4 or 5 favorites?
I'm looking back over them now because I was like, I remember when they started, it was like they could not miss.
Correct.
Like there are so many good. Not in my top 5, but Muhammad and Larry was a good one. For the fact of Larry Holmes just singing loudly in his car, which I still sing that loudly in my car. Without Bias was tough. The first one.
That one came earlier than I remember.
Yeah, that's what I had to look at them in order because I was like, the Larry Holmes was that early?
Yeah, they went on a fucking run here because like the first one, King's Ransom, I thought it was decent just because I'd never.
I didn't even watch that one. I was like, hockey, I'm out. I may watch it like now that I know how dope Gretzky was, but I didn't even watch that one.
They don't even fully. I've only seen it once, so I don't remember them fully diving into it, but just more like him being traded and like the amount given up for him. the dynasty they broke up during the trade and like just what it did to hockey in Southern California. Like it was interesting from that angle, but last night talking about it, I didn't hear a single person be like, no, that's the best one. So it's a weird one to lead off with. The Band That Wouldn't Die, if you've never seen that, still don't care.
Yeah, some of it sounds like I kind of have noticed. Like I think I watched some of the Jimmy the Greek when I was like, I just don't.
I like that one.
I bet you did.
It's just an interesting story.
I bet you did. No.
The way he got fired wasn't great.
No, it wasn't.
And breaking up phrenology.
You understand that?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
But yes,
over the AI one.
So yeah, I know a lot of people would be like, think like, can I listed a couple? And people were like, oh, no, you didn't like that one. It's like, I do. I just think the full Iverson documentary Showtime did was better, and it also touched on that.
Yeah. Guru of Go was like the Bo Kimball, Hank Gathers one. There's like I never watched the one on the Rugby World Cup and with Mandela. Two Escobar. That's one I keep needing to watch. People just say it's incredible, and I never watched that one either.
It is.
Yeah, that I might watch that. Jordan Rides the Bus was solid.
Mm-hmm.
One Night in Vegas, I didn't like. I didn't like the format. Like they did everything cartoon. That was Tyson and Tupac. I'm trying to get where are the Once Brothers, Drazen and Vlade. Pony Express, Pony Excess.
Yeah, that one's very strong.
Roll Tide or Eagle was a good one.
There were a lot of Best That Never Was fans in my mentions last night. Marcus Dupree.
Oh yeah, no, that's up there for me. That's in my top 5. I would put that one in my top 5. The best Jerry Curl this man ever seen. And him just being like, I just wanted to play for my brother that couldn't walk. I was like, oh boy, it's just dusty in here.
So Roll Tide, War Eagle, these are technically not 30 for 30s. I don't know why. But yeah, this is Fab 5, not 30 for 30. The announcement feels like these should have, but yeah, they picked back up with Broke, which I don't think was good.
It was fine.
It felt more like they should show that to like high school juniors.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was very. Please don't ever do anything Andre Rison did.
There's no place like home. That one stinks.
Well, yeah, I didn't watch that one.
It's basically like Kansas. It's like this guy trying to buy the original rules of basketball because he's a Kansas fan, and he's like, if I own this, that means Kansas is the home of basketball. It's like, sure, dude.
All right, dork.
You don't know Bo, the Bo Jackson one?
Benji's in my top 5.
Any of the ones where the guy dies is always hard for me.
Yeah, I agree.
For me and only me.
None of these guys are dying of old age. So you die of old age, you don't get a documentary made after you. But
Elway to Marino might be my favorite overall.
I don't know. I've seen some of that.
That one's incredible. Just the way they go through the entire first round. Elway flexing and being like, I'll just go play for the fucking Yankees, dude. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Try me. Yeah. Please try me.
Yeah, it's not like he might get traded. Like, no, Steinbrenner already has me penciled in, number 3 hitter.
Yeah, no, I'm a little left.
But just the agent, Martin Demov, it's basically like, it says Ken Rogers directed it, and I'm sure he did. If it wasn't for Martin Demov took notes of like what he had for breakfast May 14th, 1980. Like he has every second of the whole draft process written down, and he's the agent to Elway and Marino, which feels like cheating. Like that's you talk about like that's all he ever had to do. Like, yeah, I'm the agent to the 2 best quarterbacks, like 2 of the 8 best quarterbacs of all time.
Yeah,
like,
that's one of those. That's like I see guys with like multiple star guys, and it's like, wait, why do you have like some minimum guys? Like, right. I mean, I get it's more money, but that doesn't even feel like work. It's like, no, I've got the Manning brothers. Like, I'm just good.
But that just watching teams, because we watch them fuck up in real time, but we don't always. Sometimes we don't know for a few years how badly they fucked up or if they fucked up at all.
Yeah.
But watching these teams in retrospect fuck up and hear the reasoning for why they fucked up.
It's always gold.
How the Colts fucked up. Like you talk about pride with their owner, whose name I'm blanking on for some reason. It's a very famous name.
Irsay.
Yeah, Irsay. Thank you. The older Irsay, him fucking it up as bad as he did. It's incredible to watch. It really is incredible. And like the Steelers passing on a quarterback when they could have just taken Marino and gone right from Bradshaw to Marino.
He's from Pittsburgh, like that.
Which is specifically kind of why they didn't draft him. It's just like really fucking dumb.
I kind of get it, but every once in a while, it's like, okay, I wouldn't draft a guy I thought was average to play. Right. That might be a little bit too much pressure. This guy might be the best ever. I'll roll those dice.
Well, it's very funny because it's like he had like a dog shit senior. Like he was so bad his senior year, they were like, it has to be cocaine. Like that was the only explanation they could come up with for why Dan Marino was that bad as a senior compared to when he was a junior.
I gotta say that's a feather in Marino's cap. He's like, look how cool I was when I was 21. Dude, I sucked. They thought it was because I was banging out of my mind. No,
his roommate goes like 8th or some shit to the Bears, or I think they had like the 6th pick maybe. They take Jimbo Covert, the tackle, and they're just like, yeah, no. His roommate was like constantly being grilled by like the police and everyone being like, well, "What's up with your boy? Why does he suck?" See on the Christina, and they're just like, "Oh, dude."
So you mean yes? Okay, we got you loud and clear, my man.
And so naturally, he goes to Miami. He had to have been thrilled. He's like, "This is sick. I stunk, and now I get to go play." And the real time takes when he gets drafted by Miami too, like Dr. Z, whoever it was that used to do like him. Yeah. He was just like immediately just kills the pick. He's like, "Who's going to coach him up? Who's going to work with him? Who's going to be in his ear?" And it's just like, I don't know, dude. Anyone? Don Shula, maybe? Who knows?
I did not know the pick directly after him was Darrell Green.
Oh, yeah.
That is very funny.
Last pick of the first round.
Guy's too short. He's literally the fastest man ever. Short. Like Bill Raftery.
Yeah, because it goes Elway was first, Al Green was last. It's a fucking really strong draft.
Dude, Elway and Dickerson are 1 and 2.
And not only is Dickerson 2, the team that originally had 2 traded Dickerson to take Kurt Warner, not quarterback Kurt Warner, running back out of Penn State Kurt Warner. So they wanted a running back, and they were like, "We'll take the worst one."
Yeah, and he made it's just got green or yellow. Green's Hall of Fame, yellow's Pro Bowler. Kurt Warner's yellow. So it's like
he had some seasons. He wasn't Eric Dickerson.
No. 3 all pros ain't too shabby. Like if you get that and some other stuff, but I'm sure they fucked that up too. Jim Covert, the guy from Pittsburgh, Hall of Famer. Bruce Matthews, like maybe the best offensive. Is he the one that's played like every single position and made all pro at like every single position?
That sounds right.
Yeah. Jim Kelly, Hall of Famer.
Yeah, Jim Kelly. So the Bills had 2 picks in the teens, I believe.
Yes, at 12 and 14. Tight end. Tony Hunter out of Notre Dame.
Because they were like, we like 2 of the quarterbacks up there, and they were like, whichever one falls to us with the second. Like, what are you talking about? Get the quarterback.
Yeah, I do love. Listen, we can get 40% of Michael Jordan if we just sign an undrafted bald guy.
And the Patriots also like 2 quarterbacks, but theirs were Jim Kelly and not Dan Marino. So they took Tony Eason. So we could have just had Marino. Nope.
Boy, oh boy. Yeah. Eason was right after Kelly. I'm sure you remember.
Sure was.
Yeah. Didn't make the Hall of Fame or make a Pro Bowler, but Dave Remington went first round. Like the Remington Trophy in college football is for the best center, and he's that namesake. Mm-hmm. So I get taking him there. He made the College Football Hall of Fame. So if a dude was like, listen, it's his award. Like, what are you? Like, okay, like we'll take him. And yet Marino 27th, Darrell Green 28th.
And Pittsburgh took, was it D tackle?
Pittsburgh went where did they pick? Yeah, Gabriel Rivera.
Yeah,
defensive tackle, Texas Tech.
It was one of those. The way they talk about it is like everyone pre-draft just had him penciled in there. He was like that tough. He was going to bring back the steel curtain type. Immediately, in like one of the worst car accidents I've ever seen. Still can't walk to this day.
Christ.
Yeah, not good.
Yeah, I don't like that. Yeah, but Benji was too much. Actually, no, he's dead. So he can't walk to this.
He's dead now?
Yeah, he's dead.
Oh boy. At the time of their taping, they get him in there for like one sound bite. And it's like, I don't know if they needed this. But they talk about Al Davis wanted to trade for Elway, and the league behind closed doors axed it.
Hey, Al Davis used to have him by the balls, man.
Yeah, that's why they axed it.
Yeah, they were like, we cannot have.
But like the part I don't understand, like, and I get it's probably going to be difficult because the whole time Demo was trying to negotiate a trade for Elway, like long before the draft even starts. He's like, I know I have to. He's not going to Baltimore. They fucking hate everything about the Baltimore Colts.
Good.
And so Al Davis this whole time is like trying to trade for Elway. Just fucking take Marino. Like at no point are you just like, hey, by the way, this guy's just as good.
No, he was bad. Remember, he's on the Booker sugar. You know what I mean? Yeah, this is Lamar Jackson vibes.
But yeah, this whole just the way they go through every single pick, and they get a representative from pretty much every team to talk about. Like they have Ron Meyer, the Patriots coach who was at SMU. Like Ron Meyer, sneaky, one of the best football minds of all time. In the Pony Excess one.
Yeah.
No, he was very much against that. And the Pony Excess one, he says something that I didn't realize wasn't the norm until he said it. He goes, everyone else was scouting college players. I was scouting pros. And I was like, you mean that? Like, I just thought that was like, I always think like Coach Cal, like he's scouting, he's only getting pros. You know what I mean? Like I thought Miami, when they were cooking, they were just, yeah, you're a pro. I didn't realize
NFL now is because you were legally not old enough.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't realize other people weren't scouting that way until Ron Meyer said that.
Yeah, so we want a guy who played 3 years, 4, maybe 5 if he suffers a crippling injury. We'll cross our fingers.
But yeah, and then in this one, he's just like, because the Patriots were somewhat close to trade for Elway, but what would we pick 15?
Patriots, yep.
That wasn't enough to even get like we were going to trade Jack Hanna, Hall of Fame offensive lineman.
You got to play with animals.
That pick and one other pick. And like Irsay was ready to do it. And
he was.
And
cocaine? Yeah.
Ernie Accorsi was just like, I will not be attached to this at all. And he's like, I'll go fuck, dude. And whatever causes because they were in the same division at the time. That was when it was like Colts and Patriots played like twice a year.
Yeah.
So they were like, we can't just hand you this guy. But yeah, it's very funny watching all these teams fuck up.
Yeah, it's a couple on here that it's like I've made a note I want to go back and watch.
Yeah, that one I've bought because I like to watch it so often.
Survive and Advance was good. The Valvano,
NC State.
Yeah. You don't know Bo. Free Spirits with the Silna brothers was good.
Oh yeah.
No Moss. I like that with Sugar Ray and Roberto Duran. Where he beat that man till he literally begged for no more. That's tough. I feel like I skipped quite a bit of these in the middle.
Playing for the Mob's interesting. The point shaving.
Once I heard Leota's voice, I remember being like, out. Not even that I hate him. I was just like, nope.
Chantix.
Out.
Rand University.
Man, that was a good one. Bad Boys was fine.
I like both U's. I think the first one's better, but I like both of them.
I Hate Christian Laettner was solid.
It was
Soul Man, the Sonny Vaccaro one,
incredible. There's another. Oh, you know which one I like? Weirdly enough, I like a lot.
What?
The Reggie Miller New York Knicks one.
Yeah, that one was pretty good too. The Magic Moment, I didn't like that one at all.
No, I can't imagine you would.
By far my least favorite. Doc and Daryl, strong.
I think the Four Falls Buffalo is it's tough because you know how it goes, but
yeah. God bless Thurman Thomas and Bruce Smith. There's not enough money in the world you could get me to discuss that like after the fact. You remember 30 years ago, your ex broke your heart 4 straight years? Would you like to come talk about that? Yes. But will Bruce be there? Yeah.
It makes me respect fucking Scott Norwood a ton because he owned that. He sat there for hours talking to those people, and boy, oh boy, would I just want to crawl into a hole and die.
Yeah. Or die and then be thrown into a hole. Like, I'm not really.
Or, yeah, I'm not picky.
One and done, the Calipari, the best one by far.
Celtics Lakers one's not good.
No. That's what, like, I saw they're about to do another Magic Johnson one. It's like, what are we learning? Right? Not that I'm opposed to it, but what are we learning?
Nothing.
Unless Magic's gonna be like, hey man, y'all want to know how I was really getting down in the 80s? Yes.
Yeah, that'd be different.
I'd watch an 18-part documentary. Y'all want to see some of the trim I got? Nature Boy was solid.
It was, but it could have been 30 minutes shorter.
Yeah.
The two Bills.
Yeah, 2 Bills.
Like it's cool to see them talking, but it really wasn't that great.
Sayal was a tough one.
I didn't watch that one.
Because he was legit my first guy. Like, wait, that guy died? I remember him. Like, wait a minute. This usually happens to people like, oh, he retired several years before I knew what football was or any sport was. 42-1, the Buster Douglas one was good.
Mm-hmm.
Deion's double play. I just want one like going to Deion. They just I feel like they went too narrow. Like him playing 2 games in 24 hours is cool, but whole documentary cool.
Right, that should have been one of the shorts.
Yeah, or again like a 10-minute segment in a whole Deion one. How many fucking volumes are there?
They're on 4 now.
Okay, yeah. Rodman, Vic was really good.
I still haven't seen that.
Oh man, yeah. Both parts of that were really good. That's probably in my top 5 too, just because he's always candid about it. Every interview I've seen since he got out, he's always been candid about going to jail, everything that happened, and he's just more candid there. But it's also like he's candid in how nice he was back then.
Yeah,
like every once in a while, he's like, "Oh, listen, man, I made some mistakes, but your mama would have took me first in the draft. My mama would have took me first in the draft. I was clearly the best athlete the world had ever seen." They talked to his friend that really got him involved with the shit, and he is a character. Fucking Quantis. Yeah, Vic is good. Lance, I didn't watch at all, though I heard it wasn't bad. B Water, I started it, and I fuck with Bruce Lee. It was just boring to me.
Yeah, I heard it stunk.
It's all archival footage. You hear people's voices, but you never see them talking, which is like it's not something you think you'd miss in a documentary, but it's like when all the footage is 30 years ago, like you need something to be cut in between,
right?
All this. So I haven't finished that. I probably won't. Long Gone Summer, this most recent one was not good.
Yeah.
I didn't know they had an unknown one delayed.
Oh, yeah.
About Kevin Johnson. Yikes. Listen, they could still have one about Kevin Johnson, but
that's why it's delayed.
Yeah, I don't know if as I looked through, I remember like the shorts coming out. It's like, oh, I would like to watch it, and I don't think I watched a single short, honestly. And I know it was something I was like, I would like to check that out.
Yeah, they're kind of hard to find. There's one in here. See, these also used to be on like YouTube and shit too, and then it was like, no. Because they have one about Danny Almonte, it's 20 minutes and it's incredible. They have one about the great trade robbery, Jimmy Johnson, Herschel Walker trade.
Draft chart.
Trying to see what else is in here.
Yeah, like some of the I was one about Ali Norton. I'd watch any Ali one.
Yeah. I still think and the A-Rod getting traded to the Red Sox one is just always it's always just interesting for me, especially to think about. Going back, I was so against that because you talk about dominating the news cycle. That dominated the news cycle.
Yeah, not good.
It wasn't even like replacing Nomar. Like that would have been hard, of course, but I wasn't too caught up on that. I don't want to trade Manny. I love Manny.
I get it. Would have been the right move, though.
We got 2 rings before he got 1 in New York with Manny, so I don't even know that it would have.
But if you swap him in there, maybe you win 6.
But you're also swapping out. You're putting Maglio Ordonez in the outfield.
Upgrade.
For sure not.
Mag? Are you kidding me?
You talk about great name, with performance not always matching.
Nah, man. Listen, I remember him. He had to be at least decent.
I want to pull up his numbers because I feel like he was just always hurt.
Yeah, he was 6-time All-Star.
Listen, that's not Manny Ramirez.
3 Silver Sluggers.
All right, in 2004, he played 52 games. Not enough.
Listen, that lead the league this year.
In 2005, he played 82. Nope. In 2006, he played 155, so he was back. He was an all-star. And in 2007, he came second in MVP. So he was all the way back then. And then that was it. So from 2004 on, he made 2 all-stars.
And raked.
And not quite.
He had 363 in a year, man.
Yeah, that was 2007.
Bill James said he's the same player as Manny Ramirez. If Manny Ramirez died right now, Maglio Ordonez would.
Listen, I'm sure he would.
Live in his house, fuck his wife, sleep in his bed.
So yeah, there would have been. Yeah, I mean, are you kidding me? Manny Ramirez. What did Manny do over those 3 years? Let's see.
Played a horrible right field or left field.
Listen, that's not true either. So yeah, just from 2004 to 2007. He made the All-Star game every single year. He had 2 top 5.
Every team gets a representative, Mick.
He had 2 top 5 MVPs.
Didn't win.
He played at least 130 games every year. That's impressive.
Manny Trout.
He hit 43, 45, 35, 20 home runs.
20. Ugh.
Yeah, that was. People thought it was the end, and then the next year we traded him to LA, and then he hit 400.
I remember that year. That was sick. Boy, he looked good in that Dodger blue.
And the 99, it was tough to watch. It was tough. But yeah, what were these? What's the total? He hit 150 home runs over 4 years. To Maglio's like 50.
Okay, the Sammy Sosa's 850. What are we even saying?
Listen, I would have taken Sosa too.
I bet you would have. Boston wouldn't have.
Yeah, we would. There's too many Dominicans. All right.
Listen, everybody gets 1.
Yeah, A-Rod would have been sick in Boston. We just couldn't. Yeah, how much was Manny making during this? Because that's what I want to see.
Lots. Let's see.
He was making 20, 22, but we couldn't pay. We were literally swapping him out for A-Rod, but we couldn't pay $3 more million.
No. Get it through your skull. I've always loved that Manny was listed at 6 foot 225. All right, Manny.
Yeah, 5'10".
Yeah. Listen, I don't judge. It's like he and Ortiz. Ortiz always listed like 226. I was like, all right. Sure he is.
Yeah, listed 6'3", 230. Sure.
Yeah, okay. They need to start doing those. Update those like the NBA. We find out like, oh boy, now Mike Trout hasn't weighed 210 in 7 years. It turns out his neck alone weighs 210.
Yeah, I'm looking at David Ortiz according to Baseball Reference. Guess what his 2 nicknames listed are?
Poppy.
Yep.
And Florida Evans. Did I get it? Is it Florida?
I've heard him called that more than this. Cookie Monster.
I don't hate it, but I've never heard that for him.
He's never been called Cookie, not one time.
Caramel Cat. David Ortiz.
It is upsetting how much he looks like Florida Evans.
Man, oh man. It's like Dave, man. You like fix the gap or cut the hair. Like you gotta do you can't have both.
Who's it worse for?
Ortiz. Florida Evans is dead. Even if they're alive. So
let's say if she was alive. You want to be
it still gotta be Ortiz, man. Somebody just bring a hold up a sign of Florida Evans. Come on, man. They're not gonna have. When she go to the grocery store and they just, hey, Cookie Monster, shopping for bananas. Like, we got way worse for Ortiz.
It's not great.
Like, you like Florida Evans? He's like Florida. I don't know her. How she look? What's her deal?
Like you. Hey, you see that mirror? That's what
he's like. Yeah, she come here often. What's her scene? She like Brazilian music.
The merengue, yeah. But yeah, I was super against that trade, and I was in the minority in Boston. People thought I was a fucking idiot.
Man, it was A-Rod, man.
I get it. And when he got traded to the Yankees, I was like, boy, oh boy, are we going to find out who was on the right side of history here.
He went on to win several games.
Definitely several. Think about like the Yankees, because even in the, I think it's like 20 minutes, in that too, Cashman's like, yeah, we had no interest. We had our third baseman. And think about how fucking stupid that is. They're like, we knew we couldn't move Jeter, which I get it. It was wrong, but I get it. And they were like, yeah, we had Aaron Boone just walked off the ALCS like he was a hometown hero. It's like, what are you, fucking insane?
We had Scott Brocious, man. What were we supposed to do?
But even he's talking about it in retrospect. He was like, right. Yeah, no, we had, and this was after they talked about getting berated by Steinbrenner after they had lost to the Marlins. He was like, go out and get talent. He's like, well, third's full. Well,
everything else is up for grab. Closer, I think we can upgrade. But third, we're set.
He just won us the ALC. What do we? And if he doesn't fucking play basketball a little too gingerly one afternoon, A-Rod's like, I don't know, red. I don't know where the fuck he goes.
Man, yes, that's what we're talking. Like, I remember it was no like, oh man, talks are heating. We didn't read the tweet. It was like talks are heating up between the Reds and the Mariners. It was literally like, oh, this might happen. And then the next thing I saw was like that night at 11 o'clock when it had happened.
Griffey.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, this is like my second favorite player getting traded to come play with my first favorite player from my favorite team. Like, this is the best day of my life. I was like jumping around my mom's bed and she's like, get off. What are you doing? Like, sit down. What's wrong with you?
Trying to watch Florida Evans over here. And you're jumping around.
He's over here.
Little Dan Marino.
And a guy told me, he was like, I was in 9th grade in Cincinnati. He's like, we would take breaks every 15 minutes to listen to the radio for rumors. This is like within my lifetime. That sounds like some shit my grandfather would do. We were trying to see if
Tyler.
We were trying to see if Ty Cobb was getting traded from the Tigers.
No, there was nothing better than like, I used to live on the Yahoo Sports. They used to have a rumors tab.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah. Listen, I was in there on the hour.
Listen, now the tab is news. Like, rumors are the main part. The news tab you got for.
Yeah, they got it out of there and just made it news. But no, that rumors tab, that's where I learned who Woj was, because he was always in there like Hawks talking about trading Josh Smith. And I'd be like, oh, yeah?
I heard a rumor. J.R. Smith's a dum-dum. Can confirm.
But that rumors, there was nothing better than seeing it go from rumors to, oh yeah, no, it happened now.
Yeah.
Like, now it's true. Like that guy's on the Red Sox. That guy's here. And it's nothing. Allen Iverson used to be photoshopped in Celtics jerseys in that rumors tab. That was the happiest person alive.
I was like, this is awesome. Yeah, like I remember it must have been like whatever the latest Sports Center was that I had watched, and then I was literally like about to go to bed, and I saw it on the news, and I was like, "Well, there goes my sleep." Like I'm not getting any sleep. Still a top 2 day of my life comfortably, and even in hindsight, knowing how it worked out, it was still worth it.
Yeah, this was 2000.
Yeah, because this was, I think he had like just turned 30. Or like 30, like we were getting prime Griffey. Like it wasn't no injuries, it wasn't no damaged goods, he wasn't no bad apple. This was like, no, he was born there. His dad played there. He wants to play there. And I was like, I agree. I agree with the kid. Hated to see Mike Cameron though. Mike Cameron was cold.
He was. Yeah, man. These Reds numbers aren't great.
No. I remember the first year he was healthy. The numbers weren't there, but he was healthy. And I was like, listen, he's Griffey. He's good. He wasn't a fluke. Like he'll bounce back. And I think second year is when the injury started.
Yeah, year one, he hit 40 home runs.
Okay. How many games he playing?
145.
Yeah.
So he's good. Made the All-Star team.
Yeah.
Year two, played 111 games. Only 22 home runs.
Mm-hmm.
Average was up. On-base percentage was down. And then 70, 53, 83, 128.
Yeah, he had a little bounce back toward the end.
109. And then his last full year, he played 144, 30 home runs, 869 OPS. So he was pretty much cooking, but he was 37. It was the last time he made the All-Star game.
Yep.
And then he played 102 the next year before being traded to the White Sox.
See, I remember, because they were, was that like the year before or the year after they won? Because I was rooting for them to win the championship because they had him.
That was 3 years after.
After, okay.
But I know that we were coming off a ring, and our team was, Jared still argues the 08 team was better than the 07 team. Mm-hmm. And I remember we were talking about getting him as like a fourth outfielder, like DH type.
Yeah.
And I was like, please, for love of God, get me Griffey. I don't even care.
Yeah. I remember that, because people were like, I was like, yeah, no, he can't play everyday center field, but they're like, the White Sox want him as a DH. I was like, oh no, that's perfect. Don't put him in the field. Let him hit wherever he goes. I want him to win a championship. And it was Chicago.
And then his last year, and he's got a documentary coming out this weekend.
I did see that
on MLB Network.
I'm hoping. Oh damn! I thought it was a 30 for 30. Well, it's probably for the best. It's not a 30 for 30.
Correct.
I've never seen an MLB Network doc. So
MLB Network's. I like MLB Network.
All right.
So it's Father's Day at 8.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll for sure be watching that. I feel like MLB Network's like a thing they just give you too. I don't think you need like an extra sports package. I feel like that's usually.
I was like, listen, right now, I feel like they're giving everything out, man. They're like, please watch our stuff.
Yeah, for love of God.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. I don't remember the order. I remember once he got hurt in the field. I remember he got hurt one time coming around third base. And then one around third base, that's when I was like, oh, no. And they were like, yeah, no. He turned third and the hamstring detached completely.
Smooth off.
Right off the, like, pull port. And then he's there, like, writhing in pain. I remember, like, the message board. I feel like it was, like, message board era. And I was like, this guy's just – is he milking it? Is he really in that much pain down on the ground? Right. I was like, I don't know, man. We didn't know the hamstring shit at the time, but for the most part, like you see people get hurt and then they kind of pull it back together. No, he was in a lot of pain,
right?
And I just was like, oh man, come on, get up, play the game, Junior.
He was a big refuse to stretch guy, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I know Dion's whole thing was like, you never see a lion stretch before it hunts. It's like, well, I don't know if that's the same. He's
Are you eating a raw caribou before the game, Dion? Like, what's out there?
He's like, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, Griffey. I feel like Griffey gets overlooked in what if conversations.
Not over here. Listen, I dealt with it might have been the same time. Grant Hill and Griffey Jr. at the same time. Like I've only known pain.
It's true.
Oh, this is great. The best player in the game is coming to my team. This is going to work out great. Grant Hill played 11 games over 6 years. Like, I didn't have fun.
No. Grant Hill didn't work. Ken Griffey Jr. didn't work. That's tough.
No, it didn't. No, it did not. Shaq left. My wife left.
As soon as he could.
He retired with 630. Shit.
That's what I mean. I think that's why he gets left out of a lot of what ifs, because he put up such numbers. But Griffey, if he just fucking stretched, it's like easy 700.
Yeah. No, it's him, and I feel like the more I see about Willie Mays, the more I realize how cold Willie Mays was.
Oh yeah,
like he had time cut short due to war, but it's like he was the best defensive center fielder ever, and they didn't start keeping Gold Gloves till I think his 7th season. So he ran up 12 straight after that. He's like, listen, I've been nice at this shit for years. Like,
yeah, you guys owe me back pay.
Yeah, like y'all got to double up. It's 4 All-Star games a year. Why can't I get like 2 Gold Gloves a year? So it's like, oh, he was comfortably that, and then they did like the project. He would have retired with like 717. It was close, but he would have had the record over Babe Ruth. And no, he went to fight for his country instead.
They would have shot him dead at 712. He wouldn't even got past 714.
Man, I'm still amazed Hank Aaron did. Like, when you see those guys run out there on the field, he played it cool, man, but he had everything like, this is it. Like, this is how it ends.
I feel like how many drunk Braves? You broke it on the Braves, right? Yeah. How many drunk Braves fans would it take to take down Hammer and Hank?
Listen, all of them, depending on which Braves fans it was, because it's 50% of them that would have took a bullet for him, and 50% would have shot the bullet. Like that. He wasn't
standing. Yeah,
he wasn't Dale Murphy. Yeah,
no, as Dana will tell you. Yeah, Hank Aaron gets overlooked.
Oh yeah,
he has way more records than he doesn't even have the home run record. So he has way more other records that I feel like just don't get. Like I feel like it's because his award doesn't get talked about enough. Like best overall hitter every year, like that should be made a bigger deal.
Yeah, like maybe they'll pump it now. They got all MLB teams, but it's like, yeah, no, you're the best hitter. Who cares? Here's a Gold Glove to the 5th best shortstop. Do you like that? Does everyone like that?
Everyone's like, no, not really. They're like, cool. So that's why Barry Bonds is bad. So what? No.
No, this Griffey one could be good. Like I remember, like he tried to commit suicide when he was like 17, 18. He had like the video game, the shoes. He was in TV shows.
Yeah, extremely cool.
The coolest. Like, he turned his head backward, and everybody was like, "God damn!" Wow. Like,
at every baseball camp I went to, it was like, we wear our hats forward here. You're not as good as Griffey. And I was like, the second part's fair, but man, oh man, is it way cooler to have it backwards.
I was gonna say, listen, how I'm gonna know till you get out there and throw me a curve? The hat stays backward. I would wear the hat back, but he'd be like, all right, listen, you're gonna strike out 3 times looking if you're up there trying to like do the shoulders and the hips like Griffey. Cut that shit out. Like, okay, but the hat stays. The hat can stay. Compromise.
You're up there trying to hit lefty. They're like, you hit 550 righty. Like, what are you doing?
Griffey's left-handed. Griffey said we left-handed, man.
Yeah, that's what we're out here doing.
We're playing left-handed.
Yeah, I think for people who just don't know how cool Griffey was, just go back and watch the episode of The Last Dance when Jordan's like actively searching him out, like pushing David Wells out of the way. Like, where's Griffey?
Yeah, where's KGJ? Yeah, and it's just like you can't even say what cool MLB player he is now because I don't know any cool MLB players. Not saying that there aren't any, but I don't. Joey Votto is very cool. So if he was half as cool as Joey Votto.
I'm trying to think because I had a good list going.
I know there's some cool ones, but what's it? Tim Anderson? I think Tim Anderson's cool.
Tim Anderson's super cool. Francisco Lindor. Lindor is cool as hell.
Yeah, Acuna and Ozzy. I think they're cool.
Acuna's cool as hell. Ozzy's
his age
cooler.
Yeah. The uncoolest.
Oh, Soto. Soto's super cool.
That's what, and even none of these guys are like a tenth as close to Griffey.
Correct. Vlad Jr. is cool, but he's not even the coolest guy with his name.
And even like it's just Kenny Lofton was cooler than any guy now.
That's true.
And not that he was a bum, he wasn't Griffey, but still had a great career. Just incredibly cool. You can't steal bases and not be cool, man. It's tough to do.
Ricky Henderson, extremely cool.
The coolest. Did you see the picture? Jared Kraft tweeted the other day. It's just Ricky Henderson holding up an enormous bottle with dollar bills in it. It's like training or spring training or something.
It sounds like Ricky.
Just like Ricky Henderson. Money.
I was going to go to Jared Kraft's timeline.
It wasn't. If you Google image Ricky Henderson money, it's the first picture. It's him kissing a bottle full of dollar bills.
That's pretty good.
The coolest. Him picking up the entire base. The coolest.
Yeah, that's really strong. I feel like Ricky Henderson played with no less than 7 chains on.
I wonder how fast he could have been, man. Eric Davis was cool. Ace Stiller. Eric Davis, he was another, to a lesser extent, what could have been because he got hurt a lot. Yeah, Ricky Henderson was the first person to realize it was a free base.
He was like, that I can just run over there? So like, yeah.
Huh. And no one can stop me. He's like, I mean, they could try.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of more records than like stolen bases. Like he's got the most runs, most unintentional walks, most consecutive seasons of 1 home run or more, 25. Most games led off with a home run, 81, which is chaos. Most seasons leading the league in stolen bases, 12.
That won't be broken.
No, he's most stolen bases in a single postseason series, 8 in the 1989 ALCS. Yeah, he MVP, ALCS MVP. He got 1 Gold Glove in 81. It's like I just wanted to see if I could do it. And yeah, nobody else has ever stolen 100 stolen bases in. I think he did it 3 straight years. Yeah, his 14,006 steals is 50% higher than the previous record of 938 by Lou Brock. So what's Kareem got 38,000? If LeBron retired with 57,000 points,
right,
and was also as cool as Ricky Anderson,
impossible.
Yeah, birth name Ricky. Like ain't no Richard over here. Even Bill James liked Ricky Anderson. That's absurd.
Yeah, this is a good picture.
The money one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is him walking away from some sort of brawl, apparently.
With the flattest top, man.
He framed his first $1 million check.
And the team had approached him with like, hey, the money's coming up funny, Rick. You been cashing those checks? He's like, no. Oh, I think that was the ones he kept in his glove box.
Yeah, Manny used to do that shit too. Like it would just be like a bunch of checks in his locker. He's like, I don't know, man. I don't know who has the time.
Like when I swipe the card, there's always money there. So he's like, that's not the deposit box. I put them in the little box of my car. That no, Manny. I take those out and take them to the bank. He's like, huh.
He's like, so it's going to the bank is what I'm hearing.
Oh, it is the bank, yes. Long way to say you were right, Manny.
Are you wasting Manny's time? I need a Manny doc. I don't even know what it would be about. I don't even know if it'd be interesting, but I'll watch Manny content however they want to give it to me.
I'd watch a Manny doc.
Just him like that 15 seconds of Rodman breaking down rebounding. That's the kind of stuff I would like that wouldn't do the numbers that they would produce. But Manny just talking about like hitting, I could watch an hour of that easy.
Yeah, like it makes it like they used to paint it like he doesn't even was he one of the guys like doesn't watch film of the other guys? Doesn't watch film of pitchers?
No, it wasn't as much that he wouldn't watch film as like he just knew. Like he knew what the pitcher was gonna do.
Maybe it's Vlad or something. They were like, "What?" It's like you don't want to learn their tendencies. He's like, "The ball is gonna come over the plate." Like I'll study that. Like I watch myself more than I watch another pitcher.
Vlad didn't even really need it to go over the plate.
Yeah, over the plate.
Under throw it this way, right? Yeah, cool.
It's coming my general direction. It's going off the wall.
If things go poorly, it's off the wall. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't want to hear shit about pitch selection. Vlad was like, "No, listen. If I time it up once it bounces off the dish, I think I can put it over left. I think I can put it left center."
That's the kind of player I'm afraid we're never going to get again because like baseball is too smart now. Like they would never allow like a Vlad to just be Vlad. They'd be like, no, we're going to send him to the minors to break this terrible habit. It's like, why?
Just like, yeah, you don't see any. Nobody really has a crazy jumper anymore. Everybody's like beating and watching the same YouTube videos at the same camps. So I hope maybe Vlad Jr. It would be so cold if Vlad Jr. was just the same. Like, don't they keep like fucking with his service time though?
No.
Okay.
No, he got hurt last year for a little bit.
Okay.
But he played.
Yeah, I need him to hit a couple like intentional walk balls, like style balls, 350 feet oppo.
Yeah, he played. What's this? I don't want his simulated stats for this year. I don't give a fuck, dude.
That's the best you're gonna get, Daddy. Passan said we done.
He played 123 games last year.
Okay, he's what, third?
Yeah. So they sat him out like the 14 games in April or whatever the fuck it was, and then they called him up.
Yeah, that's dicking over his service time.
It's too, yeah, really dumb. Really dumb.
Love baseball.
But yeah, he played well. He had 292. 20. Oh, no, that's fucking this year with not even real stats. 272.
Yuck.
15 bombs.
I know we don't average no more until it's bad. Then we look at it and say, yuck.
I want to see what his like month by month was. I'm not going to do that. But yeah, he's still only 21 right now. We got fresh 21. So yeah, we got a lot of blood. Yeah, Kevin Biggio. I think they got Bo Bichette too.
Yeah, I think that's what I was reading. It's like they've got the sons of every player you've heard of. I was like, this is relevant content to my interest.
Yeah, they do have Bo Bichette.
Yeah. I like it.
I think it's a hell of a strategy.
Love it. It's like, oh, wait. Bichette? Biggio? Oh, no, that guy's dad was good.
Yeah.
It's worth a try.
Nothing else has worked for them, so I don't see why.
You gotta roll some kind of dice.
But yeah, Manny used to go up there in the first inning and basically like leave the bat in the dugout just to like set the pitcher up. So he claimed. I tend to believe him since what he would then do later in the game. But he'd go up there and he'd like stand in like a different spot of the box, like making the pitcher and catcher think that's where he's always going to stand. Go up there and be like, oh, he threw all of them outside. Okay.
Noted. Yeah.
Then next time he got up, he'd be like, went outside. I took it over the right field wall. It is what it is. So
standing on the dish this time. So
yeah, he would do. I don't know how much film he was breaking down, but if he saw you once, the next time probably wasn't going to go great for you.
It's like, listen, if he throws it there again, I'm gonna hit it there again. If he doesn't, he's gonna walk me. Like either way, I win. Like that.
Yeah, people in Boston be like, "Oh, that obvious grounder to second, he didn't run out." Like, yeah, why would he? He knows.
Manny Acuna Jr.
Idiots. Absolute idiots.
Big fan.
Not me.
I bet not, Blair. I bet not.
Terrible. But yeah. Arrest Breonna Taylor's murderers.
Please.
I've seen people be like, I hate how that's become a meme. It never really looked like a meme to me. I know a lot of people are getting retweets by saying that, but as far as I'm concerned, until it happens, yeah, keep saying it. Keep broadcasting it.
I felt that way too. And then I saw a couple was like, nah, this was a meme. Like your point was the meme. You put more work into the meme. Like this wasn't about getting the message. So I felt that way at first. Yeah, keep the name out there. But it's so many to add to it, man. Add by the damn day.
Yeah, and weird how all these suicides are popping up. Suicides.
Yeah. Black people hanging themselves in public by City Hall. That's what you know how we do.
Classic suicide.
Typical black. Like you see that, you see Toyin, the young girl they found today.
Yeah.
I think they found an older woman with her that I think was trying to help her get away from this man. Who they did arrest. I see they arrested somebody. I don't know if it's the man, but they arrested somebody, which is good. But it's tough, man. Like she tweeted about her sexual assault, and then days later was found missing. Days after that, found dead. And like I said it on Twitter, I'll say it here. Like if you were a man listening to this right now, you about 3 hours in, so you care to some extent what we say. We got to do better. That's really like we have to do better. Nobody knows a racist. Nobody knows anybody that says they're a racist, but we all know racism exists.
Right.
Nobody knows anybody that's a rapist, but we still got all this shit going on. So it's a thread, and I'll link to it in the blog because it's a thread of, I think it's 20, it's literally A to Z of things that men do to be complicit in sexual abuse. And read through it, listen to it, don't take offense. And if you do take offense, like find what you're taking offense to and fix that.
Right.
Like women been telling us this shit for years. The men like make them uncomfortable. I guess they can't win. Like they go out in public, they turn down somebody for the number and
get followed home.
Get followed home or get their throat slashed on the spot.
Right.
They go to work and get harassed, can't get away from that while they're making less money. Like it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of things that we are complicit, myself included. So I'm challenging myself. I'm challenging the McMahon. I'm challenging everybody listening to this. We got to do better.
Well, I'm a hashtag girl dad, so I feel like I've probably done everything, right? Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, what else do you want from me?
It's Gothic Hadassah. I don't know how to say that, but I will post the link. And it's anything. If you were like making it, the first thing you hear a sexual assault story, you making any kind of excuses, you complicit.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's the same lesson we just learned with racism.
Yeah.
If you're saying but.
Yeah. If you put doing any kind of that, you complicit. And this is something, ain't no devil's advocate here, man. Like women have been saying this, numbers have been saying this for years, and nobody listened. So men will listen to other men. So I'm telling other men right now, like I challenge you, read over this, see how it applies to your life, see what you need to cut out, see what you need to do better. And again, like racism, speak up when you see the shit in public.
Right.
See somebody making a woman uncomfortable, too close to her or something, you can see she's trying to escape without being like throttled for trying to escape. Say something, because they do it because they think nobody will, like they're too brave. They think nobody will care. They think nobody's paying attention, specifically to black women. And if you say something, even let them know that like you're watching, somebody's watching, like you're not gonna get away with this. it don't have to be all confrontation, like physical confrontation.
For sure. Yeah.
It might have to be that too. But the only way this is going to stop is if we do it. So I would take this like to heart.
And the vast majority of sexual assault, I feel like it's another thing, like media, TV shows, movies, they've made it seem like it's this stranger, this random person in a park who, how could that be prevented? That's rarely, if ever, the case. Yeah. It's almost always someone you know.
Yeah.
I believe it's like above 92% of the time. It's someone you know and know well.
Yeah. It's somebody in like that has that kind of access to you. And it's got to stop, man. And if it's going to stop, it starts with us. Like, not even to be like cliche, but we're the ones doing it. Again, we like to all think we don't have any friends. And like, as you think right now, hopefully you don't, but that's okay. Good. Your work's not done.
Right.
It's one of those, okay, well, I'm not a racist. I'm good. No, you got to be anti-racist. We got to be anti this shit. So yeah, you see it in public, speak out.
One of the things I was thinking of a lot recently too is it's like, what would you just want everyone to agree on everything? You want everyone to have the same take?
Right.
And like, it's a really stupid thing to say because like on like, who do you think is going to win the NBA title this year? Yeah, I want people to have different opinions on like rape and racism, murder. Yeah, no, I think I want people to have the same take on stuff like that.
I was gonna say, yeah, I don't want to hear you out.
Right. Yeah. Well, think about that. No, I'm not going to think about it that way.
It's like, it's one of those things like when you start pointing to stuff that you know the numbers just wouldn't back up, like everybody's like, well, she just sued him to get money or clout or all this. It happens, but like literally like 1%, maybe less.
Right.
Maybe less. Like we were focusing on the other 99%. The 99% we can control. Focus on that. Because we the ones doing it. We as men are doing it. So we got to stop this shit.
Yeah, and it's also one of these things that it has to be us, since there are just horror stories of the women who are brave enough to try and go to the authorities.
Yep.
And essentially get laughed out of the building.
Yeah, if not worse. It's like, they gonna report this to the police? You talking about the same police that's sexually assaulting women and people in custody left and right? This is who they're supposed to tell?
Legal, like, according to, again, that's where like people always want to say like the law said it's okay. Like, we change laws all the fucking time because we realized they were bad. Like that, I saw the stat going around a lot this weekend, like where police officers can't legally get in trouble for having sex with someone under their that they've detained. Yeah. Which is like, what?
Yeah. Also, again, we all know that making a law means it'll be enforced 100% every single. So what do you talk? That's illegal. They can't. So are chokeholds. In a good number.
Well, they're double illegal now.
Well, out of here. The work is done. But yeah, if you bringing up any kind of, what were you doing there at that time? Well, I mean, it was that late at night or whatever. Analogy I heard that always stuck with me is like, if somebody came to your house and like asked for a cup of tea, like you get the pot. That's one step. You boil the water, put the tea back in, you let it cool, you pour it. If you offer it to them by then, it's like, and they change their mind, like, you don't force the tea down their throat. That's sex. Like, that's consent. Like, because you were able to do A, B, and C, that don't lead you to think you can do, anything that he or she doesn't consent to. But in this case, it's women. So yeah, believe them. And again, if you are one of the few who, I don't have anybody like that in my circle, good. Then you got outward work to do, because it's been a time where it's happened to you in public. Now, you might not have been looking for it. But it's something, and again, I'll challenge myself too. I'm going to try to be, or I will be more aware of these things, because it's the only way it's going to stop. The other shit we've tried has not worked.
No. And if we've tried anything at all, honestly.
I was gonna say, this is us. Like, listen, we tried staying inside. No, you didn't. Like, we didn't try staying inside at all. But yeah, it's talking the talk and walking the walk, man. More importantly, the walk. Because
I've also seen a lot of people be like, "Well, I thought we're focused on racism. Why are we talking about this too?" Yeah, we're changing a lot of bad things. If that's okay.
It's like, look, while we at the grocery store, I thought you came to get milk. Yeah, but they got eggs here too. Like, and again, if you're thinking like that, understand that that's what women have to think about every single day of their life, especially Black women and other women of color. You got that strike, and you got to like you making less on the job. You physically, like, they're physically scared to leave their house every single time they leave their house.
Yeah,
like that's
and just like. What really clicked for me in college was noticing anytime you'd see women walking around, if they weren't in a group, they were on the phone.
Yep.
And my dumbass 19-year-old was like, women always talking about something.
Talking about shopping. Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's like, no, they're fucking so they don't have to call someone in case something happens. They're already on the phone with someone they can get information to immediately. That's why. So whenever the world goes back to normal, or if you just see them women walking around, notice how many are on the phone and think about why.
Yeah. It's just one of those things like it can be fixed. We have to fix it. Like that's, and I think my TED Talk is going to be 100%. I think I don't know where it comes from, but I think it's all fostered in porn.
It's a big part of it
because it's across all demographics, all ages. And once you start watching it, you don't stop. Like it's not a phase.
Right.
And it's in there it's all types of like genres or whatever. But even in the basic shit, it's like, okay, this ain't how it really works, right? Like this is a scene. Because they're doing it this way does not mean you entitled to somebody this way without their consent.
They're also like the pro athletes of sex.
Right.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, I go down to the courts. I can't dunk like LeBron. Like it's not the same. So, but it is one of these things. And I don't know where the onus truly lies. Because it is, especially now with how the internet's set up, like that is where a lot of us like learn a lot.
100%.
So is that on the industry or is that on us? I think it's probably both.
Honestly, it's got to be both. Again, the industry's catering to what the people want, and the people's wants are catering to what the industry makes. So I don't know. That's the only thing that's like that constant. And I think like you plant that seed at the most impressionable time for a young, like whatever age you are, when you start watching porn, and it doesn't stop. It's like, okay, I made it through high school. I'm done with porn. You watch it for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So it's in your mind for the like consciously or subconsciously for the rest of your life. And like again, it's just not real life.
No.
And just listen. I think the big thing is just listen. All of last week, myself and other people asked, like, okay, you want to help? You got to listen first.
Yeah.
And listening comes with not talking over him, not trying to, well, maybe, well, not the, well, devil's advocate. Well, I mean, are you saying if a guy, we can't say hello to you or hold your hand anymore? Nobody's saying that, dickhead. Like, you're going to extremes to prove a terrible, terrible point.
Right.
So just listen. Listen, try to have any sort of empathy, which as a whole, I feel like the country has failed. But if you're still listening to this, I have faith in you.
And also, like, there's a huge difference between being a dickhead devil's advocate and just asking questions. You can ask questions.
Right.
Because people, this is the thing, like learning to pick up context clues, which most people are terrible at, just oblivious.
Right.
But yeah, people will know if you're asking a genuine question or being an asshole.
Yeah. And again, it's like, it's no crime to not know this stuff, to be unaware. The crime if you remain unaware because you have no reason.
Right. Willfully ignorant.
You can't play that card anymore. We know what's happening. We know who's doing it, us. We know how to stop it. Stop it. Like that's the steps.
Yeah. And to your point too, like there's a lot of stuff people don't even realize are like types of abuse that really bother women. So it's stuff that's just so ingrained in society you don't even realize, oh, they hate that.
Yeah. No, and that's part of it's a through Z thread. And some of it was like, I've been guilty of that. And some of it was like, that's something I've never even considered, because my privilege as a man means I don't have to consider that.
I mean, we talk about and jest, obviously, those horny cartoon wolves.
Yeah.
But that was a thing that was ingrained in people. Like the construction workers. Yeah, Pepe Le Pew. The construction workers like whistling at a passerby isn't like something that just came from fucking nowhere.
Yeah. And maybe it's cartoons planted the seed. Cartoons passed you over to porn, and porn was like, I'll take it from here.
I will not have cartoons blamed.
You think I'm going to double blame porn? You can lose my invite to the AVNs next year.
I wouldn't dare.
Yeah, 100%. Like you see that with, like, again, any type of racial stereotypes from cartoon. Like, they're planting the seed early. Like, understand? Yeah, this is where it's coming from. Nobody knows. Yeah, we don't know any racists, but we all understand that it's taught and learned behavior. It's getting taught and learned somewhere. So, do your part to control what you can control.
Well, that was that old Aziz bit where he's like pretending to be the Chinese guy, and he just says like "ching chong bing bong," and he's like, "How do we all know I was doing like I didn't do an accent, but you all knew I was doing a Chinese guy?"
Yep. Any kind of a poo, any of that. There's again just planet ingrained in your mind. Any kind of like person from the Middle East in a cartoon. Big belly and a big sword, big beard. Like they just have a look.
Yeah.
You're not watching that over and over again. It's not going in one ear and out the other. It can't. And we see like the results of society. It can't. So again, try to be mindful of that. Try to be more aware of what you take in or as you're taking it in. And listen. Yeah,
listen and then act upon what you hear.
Yeah, listen, understand, or seek to understand. And again, a lot of the questions, if you think you're being a dickhead about it, honest to God, Google has whatever. And I say that again, not condescending at all. Whatever question you have about, well, what if there's a big study that's been done that can probably explain it a lot better than like any one of us on Twitter can. So legit, like use this shit. You don't understand it? Again, that's no crime. Look to understand it.
And it's like people will find statistics to argue the other side. Mm-hmm. Like I've been seeing it a lot with like, now do crime rates in black neighborhoods compared to white. And it's like, yeah, look where they put all the cops. Look at the infrastructure in these different societies. Like you want to play that game, like you'll
by any color ever. That's how
right.
It works. Yeah.
Right. You'll lose that one too. And I know sexual assaults on college campuses are extremely underreported because it fucks up their funding, especially with state schools.
And especially if they're athletes.
1,000%. So I remember at UMass, there was someone who was found guilty of sexual assault. And then they were like, but he's so close to graduating. We'll just let him graduate. And everyone was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
It wasn't even an athlete. It was just a regular student. Everyone was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Like it was I think she was at Notre Dame, and like she tried to report that a player had sexually assaulted her, and they ruined her life. Like she ended up killing herself a couple of years later. So again, like it don't always have to be like the most recent thing I thought of like was just like the Kobe thing. Like when Kobe passed and the case came back up. If your immediate defense is one of those, well, why are we talking about this now? Like one of those things. If you go back and like Kobe pretty much admitted in a letter, he was like, what we did I thought it was consensual. You thought it was not. That's assault, or it's not okay. Go forward. Like again, learn, change, move on from that. Move forward after that. From that, I should say. Don't look to be, well. She was just trying to get some money. You know, she was trying to get some clout. Who knows that girl's name right now? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no one.
Money, what clout does she get? You think it's worth it for her to have to deal with that? Like, Kobe was like world famous. One of those.
Oh yeah.
You could legitimately be anywhere, and like him coming on the TV or something or being referenced would not bat an eyelash. And the first response is to, well, I mean, why are we bringing this up? Because it happened. And it still happens. That's why we're bringing it up.
Yeah.
I'm off my soapbox now.
We'll see everyone later this week.
See it.
Yo, it's time.